Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The girl who's on the phone to do a second date update today had her date end in one of the most awkward ways possible. Whoa. Her name is Meredith. Meredith, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
Good. Thank you for doing a second date update today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We don't normally do this, but why don't we start this second date update with the end of your date?
Oh,
Let's start at the end.
Because I was dying to hear what happened.
Why don't you tell everybody what happened?
Oh, it ended with a hug.
Right?
That's
okay.
not that bad.
But that's
What's
not
wrong with
the
that?
worst part.
Oh, that's not it?
What happened before the hug?
Okay, so keep in mind that we spent almost 3 hours together. And he said, it was nice meeting you, but the entire time of our date, you've actually been calling me Matt, but it's actually Mike.
So you were calling him the wrong name the whole evening.
Yeah, but he didn't correct me, you know?
I think that's on him.
Yeah, I mean, how am I supposed to know? I heard it incorrectly, and he never once tried to correct me again, so I had no idea.
He did correct you at the end. And what did you say after he said, actually, wait, is his name Matt or Mike? Now I'm confused.
I was calling him Matt, but his name is actually Mike.
Okay.
And what did you say when he corrected you finally at the very end?
I was just so embarrassed. And I was just like, I am so sorry. I had no idea.
So how did you meet this dude?
We met at swing dancing class.
Okay.
Okay, so
like
you-
previously or that night?
It was literally that day. Like,
Okay.
we did the swing dancing class, and then he asked me to go to the bar right after.
Oh, that's good. Because I imagined you having classes with this guy for weeks and weeks and weeks.
No.
And then-
It was the first class. I'd only heard his name when he first introduced himself, or the wrong name.
Okay.
That makes it a little more excusable then if it's
Right.
the first night that you met him and you got his name wrong. Not if you guys had known each other for a while.
Right.
And I assume you thought that the drinks after dancing were going great.
Yeah, I was having a really good time, and I thought he was too. I was hoping that, the night would just keep going on. Maybe we could do something after, or, get another drink or something. But he ended up saying that he had to go because he had work the next day. So, I don't know. I thought he was really enjoying himself, so I was a little bit disappointed.
Other than the name stuff, what did you like about this guy? Why do you want to do a second date update?
When I first met him, he just seemed really, goofy, and he said something really funny. When I first showed up to class, I looked around, and I was the only person who wasn't in a couple. I was the only single person. I mean, I was pretty sure that there'd be other people there, but it was just me and him, so they immediately matched us together. And he cracked a joke. He made me feel less embarrassed, and he was just like, maybe we should just get married and make this less awkward.
Whoa. That's a cute joke.
Yeah, he was really funny. It was just, it made me feel a lot better about taking the class. And, for a guy who has such a great sense of humor, it just seems really weird that would, be the reason that he hasn't texted me back anymore.
Was there any other awkward moments that you can think of at all?
There was one other, slightly awkward moment. But again, it was, closed with a laugh, you know?
Okay, what was it?
Midway through or so, I was feeling this connection with him. And, I'd already had a drink, and I'm a lightweight. And I sort of blurted out, oh, my God, you remind me of my dad.
Oh. Nobody wants to be reminded of their dad.
Oh, man.
It was...
I feel like that's worse than calling him the wrong name.
Too. I mean, can you imagine if he would have said, oh, you remind me of my mom?
Oh, gross.
But, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was like, no, not in that way. You know what I mean? My dad's really funny, and he cracks these jokes. He just reminded me of that, kind of goofball, the way that he cracks jokes.
So he had dad humor. That's always a compliment.
But, I love my dad's sense of humor, and it was just something that I thought I could connect to him with, another thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a guy that you're romantically interested in, you might not want to draw that comparison.
You're
Good piece of advice.
right.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call your sort of dad guy named Mike or Matt or whatever and get your second date update, okay?
Hey.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're halfway through the second date update, and if you're just joining us, Meredith is on the phone, and Meredith wants to date her dad.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, I think her dad's spoken for, so she wants us to call a guy named Mike today. The reason I say that is because during the date, Meredith laughed and said, "You remind me of my dad." And there was an awkward moment then, and there was also a major awkward moment when at the end of the date, Mike said, "Hey, by the way, you've been calling me Matt all night." And then they shared a hug, and he walked out of her life forever.
Oh my God.
Okay, Meredith, we're about to call Mike and see why he's not calling you back, even though we think we might know the answer.
I feel horrible that happened, but we had such a good chemistry together.
Yeah, but listening to that recap, don't you even feel like you totally ruined that date?
Not totally. I mean, under the circumstances, it wasn't the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. You just told him that you remind him of your dad. That's all.
I mean, you
Not a
could have
big
said
deal.
it while you guys were naked in bed together, and that would have been worse. You're right.
Oh, God. He knew it was the sense of humor. I explained,
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, okay?
Oh, God, I'm nervous.
Hello,
Hi, I was looking for Mike.
this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Wait, who are you?
My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm calling you today because we actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Okay.
Her name is Meredith,
Oh my God.
and you met Meredith at a swing dancing class, and then you guys went out for drinks after.
Yes, that happened.
Okay, that is confirmed. Good.
Okay.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
We're all on the same page.
Well, Meredith is wondering why you're not giving her a call back after your date.
Really?
Yeah. So she asked us if we could get you on the phone and figure out if she did something wrong.
All right.
All right. Well,
All right. What? All right, you can tell us what happened, or...
Is this whole thing just a joke?
No, it's not at all. It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. That's why I'm calling you today. I'm wondering if Meredith did something wrong on your date.
I don't know, not really. I just don't think we're a great match.
is it because she called you Matt instead of Mike the entire time?
How do you know that?
Oh, because we talked to Meredith about your date, and she told us everything that happened. She also said that there was one awkward moment where she kind of compared you to her dad, and she thought maybe that was the reason that you didn't want to go out with her again.
Yeah, that was definitely a little weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people like their parents, so that was probably... Well, I mean, just in general, that was maybe a compliment. Mike, you ever think about that?
It's a weird thing to say.
So was that it? Is it those two things then, calling you the wrong name and comparing you to the dad?
Those are pretty big things.
It was that and something else.
Well, what else was there?
I don't know. She just kind of ticked off a pet peeve. It's it's more me than it is her. It's not her fault. She's a sweet girl.
That's like the worst breakup line ever, though. It's me. It's not you. What is it?
She was doing this weird thing when we were at the bar, and maybe she was doing it all night, but I only noticed when we got to the bar. But I was telling her a story, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you smurfing serious?"
Are you Smurfing serious is what she said?
Yeah.
Like the cartoon show Smurfing?
Yeah, I guess so. I was just like, "What do you mean?" She responded by saying, "Your story is forking crazy."
Forking?
Yeah, she said forking. It was like every single time she went to swear, she just replaced it with a nonsense word.
You gotta give her a break. Like maybe she was just trying to be ladylike or watch her manners on a first date.
I guess, but this isn't like the 1950s, it's okay to swear.
Was it just that instance, or was it more than that?
Yeah, I'd be telling her a story, and then she just cut me off and yell something like, "Holy heckle specs."
Ooh, wow. She said that? Jeez.
I don't know. Bleep
I don't
that
think
out,
we
man.
can air that on the radio. That's edgy stuff.
Cheese and rice.
Goodness gracious, Mike.
Poor thing. I think she sounds kind of cute.
Hey, Mike, I do need to let you know that she's actually on the other line right now listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, I am. Meredith, you there?
Yeah. Hi, Mike.
This is pretty weird.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that to come out of your mouth.
Expecting what to come out of my mouth? Holy heckle specs?
Yeah, you may have just pissed Meredith off there. Oh, I'm sorry for the word piss word. Sorry about that, Meredith.
Hey, Jubal.
I'm ticked off.
I mean, did you want me to curse like a sailor the whole time?
I mean, you don't necessarily have to swear, but if you're gonna do it, you should do it right.
I know, but I don't like to curse, and you started doing it, and I kind of wanted to, follow suit, but I don't curse, and so, I just do what my sister and I do at home when, that's when we started, when we wanted to, say things, and, our parents were there, and we didn't want to be disrespectful.
But it just kind of makes you sound really immature.
Well, cussing makes one sound really unintelligent and uneducated.
Uh-oh.
I guess, but it's just kind of hard to have a conversation when someone out of nowhere yells, "Son of a booger butt."
Dude, that's creative.
That's any better than some of the other B word? That's jarring to me. So, I mean, it's just, I thought you seemed like you had, a fun sense of humor. So, we laugh about it all the time. Even our parents laugh about it because it's funny. We make stuff up. We're creative about it. And it's, oh my gosh, something's funny.
Maybe your parents think it's funny, but, honestly, to me, it was like having a drink with a kindergartner.
Wow.
So it's I know I remind you of your dad, but I'm not your dad. Maybe your dad thinks it's funny, but I don't know.
You can cuss in front of Mike if you want to, Meredith. I think that's what he's saying.
But I don't want to cuss. I know I have freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want. I just don't like saying it. It's not polite. It's not ladylike. And it was the first date, so I'm not gonna, bring it out.
I think she has a really good point. I mean, you can't get over some stupid phrases like "holy ravioli" or whatever she was saying. I mean, I cuss like a sailor, but to each their own.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I do each their own, but I'm just not into it, I guess. I kind of want to feel like I'm talking to an adult. Especially if it's someone that I'm gonna, potentially be in a relationship with.
Mike, maybe you want to reconsider. Maybe she can tone down the nonsense words or whatever, and you guys could go out again. Would you like to go out on a second date with her? We'll pay for it.
Maybe if she agrees not to, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if she agrees not to use that kind of language.
Meredith, can you watch your mouth? Can you watch your mouth to go out with Mike one more time?
I mean, yeah, I honestly don't really do it with other friends. It's just something that my sister and I did, and then
Meredith,
with the dad.
I think you should just own that you were the offensive one on this date for probably the first time in your life.
I'm sorry, Mike, not Matt. Would you like to go on a second date with me? If I turn my language down.
Sure, let's give it another try.
All right, nice. A successful second date update. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, you guys. Go out, have fun, and then snarf all night long. Just snarf till your hearts are content.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
The text in at 78592 says that second date was smurfing fantastic. Yeah, please watch your language. Talking about today's second date update, of course, Meredith wanted to call this dude named Mike. He wasn't calling her back after their date because she kept replacing curse words with nonsense words like forking or smurfing, and it drove him crazy. He said it seemed like it was really immature, and then Meredith argued that swearing makes you look really uneducated, and she didn't want to seem unladylike. In the end, Mike agreed to another date only if she promised to just speak normally, and Meredith agreed. Yeah, just a tad bit. So, successful second date update. They actually agreed to go out. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person.
Đây. Màu xám xi măng nha, con này hơi bị hiếm luôn á, cái màu này đẹp. Phối thơ phô náo nha tình yêu.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update is a little different from the normal ones. Kaylee, who's on the phone with us right now, actually got a call back from the guy that she went out with. His name is Luke. Kaylee, tell us a little bit about Luke first.
Hi, you guys.
Hi, Kaylee.
How's it going, Kaylee?
Dish on Luke, Kaylee.
Tell us a little bit about Luke.
I actually met him on Facebook. He just randomly friended me one day, and we started flirting and IMing, and then I met him on this date.
Did he actually look like his profile, or did you get catfished?
He was pretty close, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't an elderly woman that showed up. It was actually the guy that you thought it would be. What did you guys do on your date?
It was fun. We went to this arcade place, and they had billiards, darts, and so it was like competitive and cute games. We even had some like kissing bets, like if I won or if you won, you catch them. It was fun. It was cute.
So,
You know, Jose's the only one that I know that dates this way. That's the only reason I'm worried for you about this Luke fella.
you mean Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, this is 100%
Yes.
like how I meet every girl on Facebook.
Now,
only hesitation
Kaylee, your second date update is a little bit different because you actually did talk to Luke on the phone, right?
He called me the day after the date.
Okay.
Like right away. I didn't have to wait. But he was calling to tell me that he had a family emergency come up and that he had to go out of town for a while, but that he had a great time and he wanted to see me again. And that was like 2 weeks ago.
Well, maybe he's still out of town. Have you thought about that?
Well, I called him, and sometimes it's his voicemail, and sometimes it just rings and rings. It's been 2 weeks, and I haven't heard anything.
What was his last Facebook status update, Kaylee? Don't lie to me.
He is completely disappeared from Facebook. It's so crazy because he was on there quite a bit, and then nothing. Since he said he had this family emergency, absolutely nothing.
He's probably blocked you from seeing certain things.
Oh, no.
You think about that?
No. We need to stop
Okay.
being so cynical.
So you've tried to call him a few times and it goes to voicemail. Does it go to voicemail like he's sending you to voicemail?
It goes to voicemail after like rings for a while, and then sometimes it just rings and rings, and nothing. And I've tried a few times, probably too many.
How many?
Okay, maybe that's it.
How many, Kaylee?
A few times a day. A lot of times I'm not sure if his phone is working or not. So I'm really sincerely
Kaylee.
Oh, no, honey.
You should not be calling him that much.
Come on.
Just start dialing our number instead if it's turning into that much of an addiction, okay?
Are you at least blocking your number when you call him?
No, I'm not blocking my number.
No. Okay, well,
20 missed calls at least.
maybe he'll answer when we call from this number.
I hope so. I don't know if I hope he does. I'm scared.
All right, Kaylee, we're going to play a song, come back, and get your second date update, okay? All right, hang on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I think that I know why Kaylee kind of screwed up.
He screwed up.
Yeah, Kaylee,
Screwed up.
I do. I think I figured it out because the dude that you went out with, Luke, called you after the date, like the day after, and said, hey, I got some family emergency and be gone for a little while. I think maybe he was telling you the truth, but I feel like you called him so many times in the last 2 weeks that you scared him away.
I called him right away, and plus, like, you call him and think somebody's still, like, alive. I don't know. I was more worried than anything.
Yeah, but it was only 2 weeks. He said he had a family emergency. Maybe he really did, and then you had called him at a bad time, and then you kept calling over and over and over again. He's like, I can't deal with it. That's what I think happened.
I'm actually with Jubal on this one, which is really rare, Kaylee. But man, and you got to feel bad if it's a real, true family emergency and you were bugging him.
I don't know. I feel like I was more concerned than bugging, but okay.
Okay, are you ready to give him a call? See if he answers the
Do
phone.
this.
All right, hang on.
Rồi, tiếp 299k em lên tâm luôn ạ. Đi trơn đi cổ kèo coi là con 75 78 kg ạ. 7578 kg, chốt 7359, chốt 73 sale 59 ạ.
Mẫu 179k rất là yêu alien à.
Trời ơi, bị dễ thương.
Hi, can I speak to Luke, please?
Đây, hình in cho mọi người coi là form 55 60 kg dễ thương mà.
He's not here.
55 60 kg, chốt
This is
con
not
này
Luke?
mã 10899 ạ.
No,
Chốt
this is not.
10899
Is
của
this-
bạn này nha, mới còn cái này.
Is this 206 347?
Yeah, this is Luke's phone, but Luke is not here. Who am I
Oh,
speaking to?
my name is Jubal. I'm from Brooke and Jubal in the morning on the radio station Moving 92.5. How are you?
Chốt 72 sale 59 cao nha.
I'm all right.
Who is this?
This is Bobby. I'm his brother.
Oh, you're his brother.
Yeah. Is there a message you want me to give to him?
Yeah, this is kind of weird. So is he around at all?
No, he's not.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, I'm calling because there was somebody that emailed us that went on a date with him. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. Basically, if you're interested in somebody and they don't call you back after a date, we call them for you. So that's why we're calling looking for Luke.
Okay, well, I don't know who this person is, but I think it's probably best to just let them know that Luke he's not going to be available for a while.
Is he all right? Like, did something happen to Luke? Because, okay, the girl that he went out with is concerned about him. And she's been trying to get a hold of him.
Well, I understand that, and, that's nice to hear. I don't know if you can relay the message back to her that he's not going to call her back.
You can't give me another number or something?
I mean, if you want to call the county jail, you can do that, but...
Are you saying, so Luke is locked up right now?
Yeah, he's in custody.
What did he do?
Listen, I mean, what didn't he do? I'm not going to get into all that, so it's his own thing, so...
He's in jail?
He's in jail.
Hey, what's your name, man?
What's that?
What's your name?
My name is Bobby.
Bobby, hey, we actually have the girl Kaylee on the other line hoping to talk to Luke. Can you tell her, like, will Luke be calling her back in 5 to 10, 25 to life? Like, how long?
Just give a time frame.
Honestly, I don't really know. I probably shouldn't be speaking about his case, but, he had a few outstanding warrants, and then one thing led to another, and he had to turn himself in.
A few warrants. How long has he been locked up?
2 weeks.
Okay. So the urgent family matter wasn't necessarily something to do with anybody else, just maybe...
You're your own family.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's okay. Kaylee, do you have a message you'd like to send to Luke on the inside?
Wait, who is... I'm Kaylee, who are you? You dated Luke?
Well, I didn't date him, like, plural. We had one date, and it was really good. And then the next day he called me, like, oh my gosh, family emergency, I'll call you as soon as I can. And then I didn't hear back from him. His phone's been weird. So I was just curious because we had a really good time.
Honestly, I don't. You didn't mention anything to me, but... So what? How do you know him? How what do you do?
Man, he just randomly found me on Facebook. Does he do that a lot?
I mean, I don't really know how many people he's met on Facebook, but so wait a minute. You guys only went on one date then, right?
Yeah, one date.
So I don't know what he told you he did, but he was working a minimum wage job, and I mean. I'm a firefighter, and I take care of myself pretty well, so...
But just throw that fact out there.
Yeah.
All right, then.
You're a firefighter?
Oh, God.
What's up, hero? We were drinking beer on our date, so, he didn't, wine and dine me. We went out and we had, cheap beers and played pool.
Come on, you need to have that's not a man date. Like, a guy needs to take you on a real date.
What's a real date? Like dinner?
I don't know, you gotta sit down and have dinner, get to know one another. It sounds like Luke, it sounds like he just took somebody bowling. Like, that's the stuff he was doing back in high school.
I don't know, it's a little more flirtatious than bowling. I don't know.
I think this is more flirtatious than bowling.
Is this really happening right now?
Can I ask you guys a question? Bobby, would you be interested in going out with Kaylee?
What?
Your brother only went out on one date with her. We will pay for it.
I mean, the girls that Luke has dated in the past, he's dated some cute girls. So I mean, if you're like any of the girls that he's dated before, I mean,
What
kind of brother are you? Are you serious?
Hey, he's locked up. What are you gonna do? He's got to take care of his, the girls that he's dating. How somehow they're gonna get lonely.
I bet this brother even turned him in. Like you're ratting him out and taking his women.
Bobby, do you have any court dates or anything that we should know about?
No, I'm free and clear.
Nice.
Are you the hotter brother, Bobby?
My family says I am, so, I've always been the easy one is what they said, so.
All right, well, Bobby, would you like to take Kaylee out on a date? Your brother won't know about it.
I'm down with it. Kaylee, sounds like you deserve to be wined and dined after this experience.
Oh my God!
Are you a wine and
I'm serious. I mean, it's the least I could do to sort of say we're sorry for this unfortunate circumstance.
We're sorry.
Yeah, he's standing up for his brother.
I mean, I'm kind of down for it.
Hopefully we're not playing this in the jail yard right now.
This is awesome.
Dude, your brother must have some really bad karma.
Oh my God.
I think it would be fun.
I think it'd be fun. Well, congratulations, you guys. You got a first date out of our second date update. I'll put you guys on the phone so you can get it all figured out. Okay, Bobby?
Cool.
All right, tell your brother to stay strong.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Cao 16, nặng 50 cân. Coi em đang mặc là từ form 50kg tới 75kg, mặc đẹp nha tình yêu. Ai thích mẫu mặc chốt cái này mã hiệu kèm giá 269. Hiệu 269 ạ.
Chốt hiệu 269 à.
Phối thêu full néo cho tình yêu phía sau trơn nha.
Love will find
Tiếp
you
theo mà coi là
when
form
you're least
72kg
expected.
ạ.
Oh yeah, they always say that.
Which I can tell you is absolutely true. It happened to me just the other day. I was at the bank trying to get a loan, and before I knew it, I was Frenching the person that runs the vault. It just happened.
That does not happen every day.
I'll tell you, they really knew how to crank. The vault door.
How did you get back there?
Anyway, my point is you never know when love's going to come pounding on your door. And apparently, that's what happened with one of our listeners, Valerie. Love just came and found her. Valerie, you end up with a vault guard too?
It was such a vault guard, yes.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, did you, like you said that in a very sensual way.
Tell us about this vault guard and where you met him.
I need to switch banks.
So this was a couple weeks ago. I'm just at home fixing dinner, casual night in.
Okay.
And he just burst through your front door and was like, I love you. Kiss me now. Oh, yeah.
More of a subtle entrance than the Kool-Aid Man. I get a text, my phone dings, and it just says, hey, it was fun hanging out with you last night, but next time I'm drawing the number from the raffle.
Sounds like a senior citizen event that somebody was at.
No, I was just home the night before. I mean...
Oh, so it's just like a wrong number.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Did you respond to that?
I did. I usually don't, but there was something so, I don't know, unusual about it. So I just
I thought
responded.
you were going to say charming. Thank God you didn't. It was unusual. So what did you say?
So I said, well, unless you were hiding in my closet last night, I wasn't the one with you.
Okay, you don't want an answer that's like, I was.
Funny you should mention. What did he say?
It was just very embarrassing for him, you know. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I must have a bad number, I'm sorry to bother you. And I was just like, well, it's okay. He just kind of kept responding, so we ended up text chatting for a while. And all of a sudden, he hits me with, are you single?
At this point, he'll just take anybody that's single. He's just like, please.
She's actually responding.
This is my 11th wrong number. Please, somebody be single.
Oh my gosh. This sounded a little desperate. But, I mean, we were getting along. It was like playful banter between us.
This is like one of those stories you see on the news where like somebody accidentally texted someone and now they're all having Thanksgiving dinner together.
guessing.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks.
Right.
Have you seen her?
How different is it than meeting someone on Tinder?
It is.
You know, I mean,
It's really random that this happened and that you guys connected. Did you ever end up going out?
Well, yes. So, I mean, I'm recently single, and so one thing led to another, and we decided to meet up the next night at a street fair near my house that I like to visit.
Wait, what are the chances this guy gets a wrong number? You're in the same area. Did you get a picture or anything of him before you met up?
So he sent me a link to his Facebook page, so I kind of checked him out.
Smoking raffles? I'm a little scared.
Not boding well for Mr. Vault Guard. Did he turn out to be a winner, or what happened when you showed up and met him?
He was really cute and very sweet. It was a lovely night walking around, checking out the food vendors. We had the roasted buttery corn and...
Oh, yeah.
How was the chemistry between you?
No, I want to know more about the... Tell me about the corn. Get into all the corn.
It was buttery.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no, we're good.
Salt and pepper, a little paprika on there.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo, it's getting hot, so let's keep
my
going
God,
with the
you
date.
guys.
Tell me more about the guy. I don't even know his name yet. What is it?
Dave.
Dave, okay.
Did you have anything in common with Dave?
Well, he had such a great sense of humor. We were just clicking. It was very easy to talk to him, lots of flow.
What was the biggest highlight of the date for you?
Biggest highlight was we went and got matching henna tattoos.
Henna tattoos.
Wild children. I did that in middle school.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute, though.
It'll last like 2 weeks.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How did the date end?
He dropped me off back at home, and there was a lovely kiss, if you must know.
Dude, and this guy isn't calling you back? It sounds so good.
Well, here's what I keep going back to is apparently he had been out the night before with somebody else. And I don't know if maybe he reconnected with Raffle Girl.
Maybe he texted the wrong number again.
He just kept going down the line.
I have so many dates by accident.
Yeah. It sounds like the main way he meets women.
It could be his MO. I don't know.
That's unattractive, though. Like, I've had girls ask me out, and then you see them going on a date the next night, and then a week later,
That's what dating is,
I know, but
right?
you still don't like to see
play
it.
the field.
Okay, I get it, but it's still not nice to know you're one and done.
Play the corn.
Yeah, well, you need to form your own line, right? Like, you each need a line.
Well, not all of us are attractive enough to have our own lines, bro.
Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do, Valerie. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Dave for you, and we'll try and get you your second date, okay?
Okay, great.
One wrong phone number could lead to Mr. Oh, so right. One of our listeners, Valerie, met a guy named Dave after he sent her a text that was meant to go to somebody else. But they ended up connecting after she approved his Facebook picture.
Yeah.
And then they went to a street fair together. They ate some seriously delicious sounding corn.
We spent a lot of time on the corn.
Yeah,
really.
No, not nearly enough time on the corn, if you ask me.
Texting in about the corn, too.
Everybody loves corn.
Yeah. Okay.
Corn is sexy. Anyway, they even got matching henna tattoos. But after their date, their connection has suddenly gone stale, like a bag of old buttery corn, which I would still eat.
It's not working.
But I wouldn't be quite as excited about. Anyway, that's why Valerie's reached out to us. Corn, we help her. That's the question. Valerie, what do you say?
I would love for you to help me.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't dig it.
Stop!
I mean, here's the thing, Valerie. You must. I mean, it's gonna sound bad, but I'd be really disappointed because you have like this kismet situation where you meet this guy and then you guys end up kissing at the end of the night, and everything seems to be going in the right direction, and then you've heard nothing from him.
Well, technically, we texted the next day.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay. And what did he say?
he seemed very interested in meeting up again. Yeah, so that's why I keep thinking, like, I don't think it was something that happened on the date. Like, it must be something that's going on in his personal life.
Okay, and how long ago did this happen? Like, how long ago was the date?
5 or 6 days ago now, I guess.
Okay. Have you tried the classic corn approach and stalk him?
Oh my God. How long have you been waiting for that moment?
The entire
Why are there
intro.
so many corn jokes?
Because they're gold. Like corn.
Oh, here we go. Gotta make him short.
Oh, yeah, he's just being corny over
Oh,
there.
see, now you're into it. Now you're coming around on the corn. Anyway. Let's go. Everybody's shaking their head in the studio. I don't understand. You guys just aren't as big fans of corn. Okay, Valerie, are you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to dial Dave's phone number, and we're going to try and get your second date. Here we go.
Dạng trước mát nha. 0079K. Đáp anh coi em đang mặc áo đáp anh phone này 60 kg nha mọi người. 60 62 kg nha. Ai cao trên mấy 65 thì này 65 kg mặc vừa.
Hi, is this Dave?
Ai thích mẫu mặc chốt chiều này mà mẫu
Yes.
nhé 159.
Who's this?
Chốt mẫu
My
159
name's
rất
Jeff
là nhiều.
from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Rồi,
I'm hoping you have a second to talk
mà
to us.
form 50 55 kg ạ. 50 55 kg.
I'm not really sure why you'd be calling me.
Good question.
That is. I commend you on your question asking.
Yeah.
You're much better at asking questions than I am, and I'm a radio host, so good for you, Dave.
Are you a new radio host?
Does it show that much?
I'm just not familiar, sorry.
Oh, okay. Good save. All right. So look, the reason why I'm calling you today is because we're doing a segment on our show called A Second Date. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you can email us and we'll reach out to them for you to help you figure out the reason why. Make sense?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, and so recently you went out with a woman who's been trying to get a hold of you. Her name's Valerie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have a great time on your date? I mean, the whole story. She told us about like how you accidentally texted her. It was like a wrong number or something. That was probably pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was a great story, I guess, but yeah, I think that's just going to be it for us. So.
That's it for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I was ultimately very displeased with the date.
Really? That's interesting because from her perspective, the date was really good.
She told us that you kissed her at the end of the night. If you were displeased people don't kiss.
I mean, you know, full disclosure, that night I was not displeased, but I'm still dealing with the aftermath of that evening.
Okay. Yeah, what in the aftermath displeased you?
Was it the corn?
No!
We heard about the corn.
What could be displeasing about corn?
I don't know.
It had nothing to do with the corn.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, because that would not check out. So what?
We have high corn expectations on the show, okay?
So what did upset you?
All right, well, so she told you we went to the street fair, and did she happen to mention the henna tattoo?
Yeah, she said you guys got matching henna tattoos.
We did, and I thought these things were supposed to come right off. So, like, we both got the sun, but with, like, you know, flowers all around it and vines and all this stuff.
Yeah. Did you get it on your hand or what? I mean, henna typically lasts, I think, what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So, no, not on my face, but it's all on the palm of my hand now. And I ended up having a big job interview coming up. And tried really hard to get the tattoo off, didn't work, still there. So I go to this job interview, and the employer is sort of a big conservative guy, and sees this thing on my hand.
And it's like, flowers, what kind of sissy boy are you?
I know.
That type of dude?
A real man gets corn on his face.
Why wouldn't you just explain, I got a henna tattoo, it'll come off in a week. Like, that shouldn't be an issue.
You know, it just felt weird to me to try to explain that, and I almost didn't want to bring attention to it, even though he clearly saw it. I just felt very screwed in the whole situation.
Okay,
Did you tell her about your job interview before you agreed to get the tattoo?
No, I did not.
How can you blame her for that?
Right, again, with Jeffrey on that one. How was that on her then?
She said she had them before, but I hadn't. So it would be nice to get a heads up.
Well, I'm sorry that she didn't give you a heads up on that, man, but I'm going to give you a heads up right now and let you know Valerie's on the other line listening, and she wants to talk to you.
Oh, great.
Dave!
Oh, hey, you're on the phone.
Yes, I am
Great.
on the phone. This is about the henna?
I mean, it's really all I've been able to think about the whole week now. It just kind of soured and ruined everything. I'm sorry.
Look, if you had just told me the next day while we were texting that it hadn't come off, I would have told you put lemon juice on it. That fades it right off.
Oh, well, that knowledge I would have liked to have had beforehand, but thank you.
So honestly, instead of ruining things, she could have saved things for you, Dave, if you would have given her a chance.
Yeah, all of that happened afterwards. Like, if she would have just given me a heads up beforehand, none of this would have happened.
I mean, Valerie, why didn't you foresee that he was going to have a job interview in a few days and warn him?
Exactly. I'm not a psychic. I had no idea he had some big interview coming up.
Dave, did you get the job, though?
No, I did not get the job, and, like, that was kind of my dream job. You know, I don't know when I'm going to get another opportunity like that.
So you're just mad. It's not Valerie's fault. You just need to blame someone because you're upset.
Well, you can't tell me how to feel, first of all, and you know what? It is her fault.
What about the henna artist? Didn't they tell you?
Yeah, exactly, Jose.
Well, they didn't pressure me into getting it like she did.
Oh, my gosh. What about yourself?
Valerie, how do you feel hearing all of this? Do you feel blindsided?
I mean, I'm sorry that you didn't land your dream job, but I'm offended that you would blame this on me.
Oh, okay, so you're saying sorry. It took you a few minutes, but you eventually got there.
Oh, my gosh. A lot of red flags right now.
Dave, I also want to say that I'm sorry that you didn't land your dream job, but you know what's never ruined a job interview is corn. Never. And that's why I would love to send the two of you out on a second date, maybe to a cornfield, to some sort of corn palace. Popcorn, whatever it is, corn needs to be involved because it'll make it so much better. No henna tattoos at all. And we'll pay for it.
Hey, you know what's funny to me? That you guys think you're funny.
I'm glad that we're on the same page, that we all think that we're funny.
I don't think that you're funny.
Are you talking to me or are you talking to Dave?
It's a blanket statement. Whoever wants to accept it can accept it.
I think you're funny, Jeff.
Thank you, Valerie. I'll take it, okay? And let me just ask you straight up. Would you like to go out on a date with Valerie and we'll pay for it?
Is she truly sorry for doing that?
I don't know. What's up, Valerie?
No, I'm not sorry.
Thank you, Valerie.
All right, well, then I'm going to lean towards no. So.
I have a feeling Valerie didn't want to date anyway at this point, I'm guessing.
Look at that. In the end, the wrong number turns out to be just wrong.
Sounds about right.
That sounds... No, I'm retiring the corn.
All right, enough with the corn. It's not working for you guys.
How dare you, Dave? What could be more exciting and romantic than spending a date night in Vegas?
That's so fun. I want to do that. Oh my God, one time I had a boyfriend fly me there for 24 hours. It was amazing.
I mean, yes.
It was amazing.
Sin City. It never closes, always open. The lights, the music. I mean, can you imagine just being on a weekend date there with all the bottomless shrimp, and all the topless dancers, and the pantsless Elvises? It's a recipe for romance.
I feel like no one had clothes on in that description, but I like it.
That's why it's so wonderful. And that's where one of our listeners, Joanne, had their very first date with a special someone. Joanne, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, wait, did you meet someone while you were in Vegas?
Oh, no. We actually met online, and we've been talking for a few months.
Okay.
And, we just hit it off chatting online, and then we took it to video chatting.
So whose idea was it to go to Vegas? Was that your idea or Chris's idea?
It was his idea. We had just been kind of like joking about it, I guess, a bit, but then he was like, why don't we actually do it?
Yeah. Did he fly you out?
No, he didn't fly me out.
I was gonna brag. I had a girl fly me out to Vegas once because I'm always the one that's
so fun.
And she didn't show up, but she still let me go on the trip.
Oh, that's nice.
Sent you a bus
She bought me the ticket, was like, all right, let's go. And then she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna go anymore.
Oh, but you go by yourself.
But I did.
So how did it go when you met up with him in Vegas?
I mean, that's a lot of pressure, right? Like the first time you meet somebody.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they've been talking for months.
But are you sharing the same hotel room? Or like, you know, there's a lot of like variables you have to discuss beforehand.
I would assume you should.
Well, that was the thing that was like a little awkward because we actually hadn't thought about talking about that ahead of time. And so when we got to the hotel, it was a little awkward, but he was just like, well, why don't I see if we can just get us a suite? And
Wow.
he did pay for that. He did pay for the room, and that was great. And I mean, honestly, the second we hung out, we just had instant chemistry. It was just like such a good time. I mean, we were like going to like awesome meals. We went to spa treatments. We went swimming in the pool. You know, I mean, it was honestly like nonstop, just so much fun.
Oh my wow. It's like your first date is crazy.
It's pretty epic for a first date.
There was no awkward moments. Your producer had asked me before, like, were there any awkward moments, or did you guys butt heads ever, or anything like that? And no, I mean, it was honestly, everything was just so easy, and it was, you know, I felt like I've known this person for years, and like he said that too. Like he just was like, I feel like I've known you forever. It's so crazy that we're doing this, that we're here.
Right, because it's like one thing to like share a hotel room in like a sexy way, and then you like leave in the morning before anybody else. But like you're having to get changed and brush your teeth and go to the bathroom. Right, those are weird things to do on a first date when you're sharing the same space.
Yeah, everything felt so natural, and I get swept away easily, I guess sometimes. I was like, I think this guy could be the guy, you know?
Okay, so after your Vegas getaway, what's happened since then?
It's like I can't even properly process what happened because it's just night and day.
Really?
It's been one night and one day?
Is it the same?
No, I mean like just so different, night and day between.
Oh, he's acting different.
Yes, he's acting completely different.
How?
The day after we got back from the trip, I was like, oh, I'll catch you on Zoom. Let's like chat on Zoom. And he was like, oh, actually, I can't chat on Zoom tonight, but I'll, you know, talk to you later. And I was like, okay.
Wait, and I didn't hear. Do you guys live in separate cities or different states, or?
Yeah, we do live in different states.
Okay.
So it is a bit of a long distance thing, but we struck this up, you know, a few months ago.
So is this a situation where you'd be willing to relocate if things worked out?
Honestly, like I was starting to think I could move for this guy. Like I would move to his town. So when we got back and he was suddenly kind of like pulled away really abruptly, he didn't call me the next day when he said he would call me the next day. And then I called him later and I was like, hey, you know, what's going on? And we did talk on the phone a couple of times. It was so different.
What do you think? Do you think he's married? Do you think he's got like another family? I mean, like, there's so many things. Or he's scared. Maybe it was too much for him, too many emotions.
I'm thinking he went back to Vegas with another woman.
Oh, like he's just meeting random women in Vegas.
Yeah, that's just his go-to first date spot.
Yeah, it's a lot of money that he's investing in one night stand.
He's a VIP at the Golden Nugget.
I've thought all these things. I mean, I'm very suspicious that there is somebody else, if he's in a relationship with somebody else. I don't know, he could be living with somebody else for all I know.
Right, because you've never been to his house or anything.
Would that be a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, I think it would be a deal breaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Women feel a different way about these things, so it's good to know where you stand.
I don't know who you're dating or who's in your life, but I think for most women it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I do have some questionable acquaintances, so.
Yeah.
Jeff is 27
I don't really know about each other. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to play a song, we'll come back, we'll call Chris for you, and we're going to try and get you a second date.
If we hear slot machine noises in the background, we know.
It's a dead giveaway. All right, we'll do it right after this. Hold on, Joanne.
Thank you.
Just joining us, one of our listeners, Joanne, had her first date with a guy in Vegas.
Yeah, baby.
His name's Chris, and they don't live in the same city, but they met and had been talking online for a few weeks and finally chose to meet up for the first time in Sin City.
So exciting.
According to Joanne, it was amazing. She felt the connection with him. They hung out at the pool, saw the sights, went Lady and the Tramp on a lobster tail, all the typical Vegas stuff.
Yeah.
But after they left, Joanne says Chris has done a complete 180 and is acting strange, says he's too busy to chat now, and she doesn't know why. Joanne, I forgot to ask, so how long exactly has it been since you got back?
It's been a little over a week.
Okay.
That's so weird. And what exactly was the last thing you guys said to each other as you left?
We kissed. I was getting a little choked up, to be honest. And he's like, don't worry, I'm going to, I'll talk to you soon.
I hate to be this guy, but I think somebody has to ask it. Did you guys hook up? Because if you did, he may have just kind of got what he wanted and moved back. You know
if you
want
to hook up, you don't fly to Vegas and get a suite. I mean, like, you can get
I feel like someone in this room would do that.
Yeah.
Pointing at Jose.
Yeah.
So just wondering, I mean,
they had a real connection.
Did they, Brooke? He's not calling her back.
I mean, a lady never kisses and tells. But things happen, we stayed in the same suite.
Yeah, as you should. You're two adults going to Vegas on a vacation.
I love it. I promote that.
Okay. Well, the one thing that I wanted to ask was, did you guys gamble? Or was he ever out of your sight for a little while? Where maybe you could have run off to the casino, lost a bunch of money, and now he's in deep with a guy with 4 fingers and an eye patch named Benny the Egg.
Jeffrey, no.
Everyone's speculating what they think. This is how I'm speculating.
I mean, we didn't gamble much. I guess there was an hour or two where he did leave the suite because he said he had to take some business calls.
Oh, everybody knows what business calls.
That's right. That's all Benny the Egg needs. Just 1 hour, and he'll have you deep in debt.
Let's just call this guy.
Okay.
I want to hear from him.
All right, we're going to do it. We're going to call Chris for you. You ready to do this, Joanne?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to dial the number right now. Here we go.
Rồi, đi sĩ chi form ví coi là form 45 kg ạ. 45 kg quay đầu chốt này mà 77 sale con này. 49
Hello.
77 49.
Hey, is this Chris?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey,
I don't recognize this number.
Yeah, I don't think you would. I'm calling from a radio station. My name is Jeff.
Where are you calling me?
I'm doing a radio show with my co-hosts here, Brooke, Jose, and Alexis. And I don't know what city you live in or if our show is on there, but this show is Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning. We do something called the second date. Is any of that familiar to you?
Not particularly.
That's okay.
Well, the second date is where we help out some of our listeners get back in touch with people who are ghosting them after a date.
Okay. All right.
So you already got some people in mind who you could be ghosting, Chris.
The listener that asked for help from us today, her name is Joanne.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Okay, so...
Ding, 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 ding.
Right. I'm glad you're so happy about this, but Joanne isn't feeling as thrilled because it's been apparently over a week since you guys have actually really spoken to each other, and she doesn't understand why.
Yeah, we talked some,
Can I ask you, Chris, just right off the top, because I know you and Joanne live in different cities, and you met in Vegas. Are you in a relationship?
No, not at all. I mean, we didn't meet in Vegas. We've been talking online. I mean, I have maybe a couple other people that I've talked to online, but not even as much as Joanne. So it's not like I'm hiding some relationship or affair or whatever, anything like that.
Okay. Do you know anybody by the name Benny the Egg? And do you owe him money?
No, I am not familiar with that guy.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to go through all the possibilities here. Because, see, we've spoken with Joanne, and she told us she had a great time. I mean, you guys talked for 2 months leading up to this weekend in Vegas.
The way she described it sounded like you guys were in a relationship by the end of the Vegas weekend.
Pretty serious.
It was glowing reviews.
We don't know how much you may or may not know about the situation, but we stayed in a suite in Vegas.
Yeah.
And, I mean, everything happened really quick. We had a really good connection and hit it off right away, and we seemed to be compatible, and I don't know how to say this, but, we were intimate, and, I thought that was good, but then it just kept kind of going. It was, more than I'm ever been used to in one period of time.
What do you mean? Like you guys were...
I mean, I just don't know if I could handle it. I'm getting like kind of a little bit older now, and I just don't have the kind of energy. I don't know if I have the energy for that.
That's the reason you're not calling a woman back is because she wants too much?
Bro, just tell us you're married. That this isn't real, right? Like,
that's too much.
Yeah, what does too much mean?
It was like, we got together, we figured out the suite, we went by the pool and got some lunch and stuff, and then by the time we got back to the room, she's already ready to go, and you kind of just met.
Why are you complaining? Isn't that fun? Doesn't that mean you have amazing chemistry?
I'm not complaining about how it started or anything. I'm just somewhat saying it never stopped.
You're like a once a week type of guy?
I'm like the first time, and then I want to take a nap for 6 hours.
Okay, so you're saying you feel compatible with Joanne in every other way, except for this. In the bedroom, she's too much for you.
Yeah, it was a real lot, and I don't know if that was completely for me.
Okay, I would be really interested to hear what Joanne thinks about this, because I don't think this was even close to being on her radar for the reason why you've been avoiding her. And the thing is, I have the perfect way to know what she's thinking, because I need to tell you, Chris, Joanne's been on the other line listening this entire time, and she wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. Joanne?
Hey.
I feel like a round of applause for Joanne. Anyone else?
She ruined his spirit.
Yeah, she broke him.
Joanne, how are you feeling right now?
I'm kind of with all of you guys. Like, I just had no idea that was any reason at all a problem.
Did you notice him getting more exhausted as the day went on?
Maybe a little, but I guess I've always been someone with like a really high sex drive, and so that's not unfamiliar to me. But Chris, like, why didn't you say anything?
He was out of breath.
It's just, I don't know how to broach that subject. I mean, it's not something I expected either.
We were talking about like so many things, and I felt like we did have like such a good connection, and it's really unbelievably disappointing now to hear that like you just ghosted me because I have too high of a sex drive for you. Like, I mean,
like I said, I already said it was. I don't know how to broach it. I mean, yes, we did have a connection, but also at the same time, it's still the first weekend we ever saw each other. So, how do you say that to someone that you still, in that sense, don't really know very well?
That's almost gonna hurt her feelings. Like, hey, I'm sorry, but can we do it less? She'd be like, why? What's wrong
Well,
with me?
and there's the whole like masculinity thing, like where it's been made that guys can't ever say no,
It's pride.
which it shouldn't be the case.
Which is why I never say no.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to recoup. I've been sleeping at least an extra hour per night.
Oh, wow. I mean, Joanne, in a way, it's kind of a compliment.
Yes, and yeah.
I guess I feel bad that didn't seem like you could talk to me. I mean, I feel like we had such a good time together, and that this could have been something like a long-term relationship that this could have turned into.
Well, why are you saying could have? It still can, Joanne. I don't think you should give up. I mean, can you like?
Well, but has he given up? Like, he ghosted and he didn't come to me with it.
Well, maybe there's a way that we could meet in the middle, where Joanne, you dial back your sexiness, and maybe we can help ramp Chris up a little bit.
What do you got? You got some special vitamins you're gonna give him or something? Or?
Well, maybe like just half of a vitamin or something.
Yeah, there's a supplement.
Because from the sound of it, the connection emotionally you guys have is there. It's just there's a little bit of a physical disconnect.
But not in the bad way. Usually the physical disconnect is the other side of it.
Yeah, I think we did connect, and I think ultimately that what I've been uncomfortable saying, we kind of, I guess I got okey-doked into saying on the show, so like got a fast one pulled on me.
That's okey-doke. I may add that to my vocabulary.
Add that to your repertoire.
Okay.
I thought it was a move she pulled when you guys were in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's called the okey-doke.
Well,
She did pull something over my eyes.
Let me try it, because I would like to okey-doke you into another date with Joanne, and we'll pay for that date.
To be completely honest with you, I really think she has way too voracious of an appetite for me, and this is not going to work.
Are you serious?
This has got to be a first.
I'm serious.
Joanne, Joanne, you're going to be fine. I mean, our text board says so.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, good luck to you.
Well, no hard feelings. You know, I hope you can just find a man that can keep up.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm sure there's many that are willing to try.
Yeah. If there's a listener out there that can go more than once a day.
Oh, and they're really short sessions.
Joanne would love to meet you.
I don't think that counts.
Never mind.
Rồi, phối thơ họa tiết cây dừa. Coi là form 50 52 kg nữ chốt ạ. 50 52 kg chốt 68 con này sale 59k 68 59k.
Chốt 68 59 là có đơn à.
Lincoln South Food Hall in Bellevue. Fitness for foodies. From carb-loving meat eaters to vegan and everything in between, we've got you covered. Grab a quick lunch or come for happy hour. You'll leave craving more. Order online at lincolnsfh.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Bobby is on the phone for a second date update today, and according to his email, something happened to Bobby on his date that hasn't happened to him in almost a decade.
Okay.
And he is still hurting because of it.
Wait, what?
Bobby, you still walking funny? How you doing?
I don't know what you mean by that, but I mean, I felt better.
Okay, all I know is my mind is in places that we cannot discuss this during our radio show.
It might be a lot more tame than what you're thinking.
Okay.
Before we get into what happened to your body, Bobby, let's talk about your date. What's her name?
Her name is Shayna.
Shayna, all right. And how did you meet Shayna?
I met her through a friend at like this happy hour thing, and she was really cute, and she asked me out, which I thought was a pretty bold move.
Oh, that's nice. I feel like that's really refreshing and a move that more women should do.
Totally.
It kind of caught me off guard, but it was cool, you know?
Right.
And you
So
said
you said
yes, I
yes,
assume.
I absolutely said yes, because I thought she was really cute.
And then things happened to your body.
Right there.
Yeah.
Stop saying it that way. I mean, you're making it sound really dirty.
Tell us about the date. I mean, I saw in your email what happened during your date, but, tell us a little bit about it.
So we went on a date. We went to like a casual Italian place, and she was funny, I mean, she was funny in a good way, I mean, like I was really at ease with her, and we had a really fun time. It was very comfortable, and it didn't feel like a date. It felt like, it felt like I don't want to say I'd known her, but felt really comfortable with her.
Yeah, those are good things.
So we went in, we both ordered the same thing.
Cute.
On purpose?
Well, it wasn't like a planned thing, but it happened. But I got the wrong dish. So I'm a vegetarian, okay? And we both got lasagna, okay? So I got her lasagna, and I freaked out a little bit.
Oh, you
Like
got
how?
hers with the meat.
Are you one of those vegetarians that's gonna throw a fit in the middle of the restaurant because they forgot?
Well, actually, I am that vegetarian. I mean, this is what happened, right? The waiter mixed it up. I had hers, she had mine. It was kind of an odd thing, but it's been years since I put any meat in my mouth, my body.
Okay, boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put a little meat in your mouth. You haven't done it in years. It can wreak havoc.
And then your body goes and changes.
It rejects that.
Oh, man.
But I mean, how long did it take you to figure out that there was meat in there? Like one bite, right?
Nah, I was in it a little bit. I wasn't thinking because we were talking, like.
Okay, so for someone who hasn't eaten meat in a long time, that's gotta freak you out a little bit.
It freaks out my body.
Yeah.
It got loud. I pushed the table. I wasn't swearing. I wasn't like swearing at the waiter or anything.
It's like you turned into an animal by eating an animal.
Pretty much. I just really was upset at the situation, and she must have been scared, right? So I had to go to the restroom. I mean, I puked it out, but I didn't tell her I puked it out. But
So wait, why are you a vegetarian? Because that's extreme.
well, it just doesn't really work with my body well. Like, and being away from it for so long, your body gets accustomed to not having any meat.
Was it just a health reason? Did you explain to her what was going on, or did you just like throw the table back and then go start puking in the bathroom?
Well, I explained to her, and she obviously understood. But here I am on this date with this great girl, and I'm going to go to the bathroom and puke. Like it's kind of like.
I mean, no matter what, if you're on a date and you start to have a tantrum at the restaurant, that could cause somebody not to call you back.
I mean, but here's the thing. I didn't know she'd be there when I got back, when I got out of the bathroom. But she was.
Okay. Wait, so you think you were able to recover from that?
Yeah, she was very apologetic. You know, like, I'm sorry this happened. Like, I feel really bad. You know, and she understood I was upset about it. But any girl could have just bailed on the date. She was really cool about it. And then it kind of took off again. Like, we just were having a good time again, you know?
Okay. Did you finish the meat lasagna?
No, I did not. They brought us new dishes out for us. But it might not have been the same. Like, I think it wasn't the same, but maybe it was the same, maybe it wasn't as good. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell.
Well, how were things at the end of the date?
So at the end of the date, I paid, we walked her to the car, we agreed that, you know, the next time we go out, we go to a vegetarian restaurant.
You hopped on your bike and then yelled at her for driving a vehicle that runs on fossil fuels.
Not exactly, but so I made the comment about going to a vegetarian restaurant, and she laughed at it, but she agreed.
Is she also a vegetarian? I never heard that part.
No, she's not. She ordered her lasagna with me, so I would imagine she's not a vegetarian.
Unless she's a naughty vegetarian.
Yeah. So have you heard from her?
I've not heard from her, and I need your guys' help on this. Like, man, I don't understand. I called her and I texted her, and I thought it was really cool, and now it's not. You know, it's obviously she's not getting back to me. Something's going on.
And it seemed like she wanted to go out again.
Yeah, like maybe the vegetarian comment was too much, but I was like, yeah, we'll go to a vegetarian restaurant next time. This won't happen, you know, like, kind of making light of the sour part of the night. But she did say she wanted to go out again, that she agreed to go out again.
Okay. All right, well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, hang on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Bobby is on the phone, and Bobby thinks that his date was ruined when he went into veggie rage. Yep, bad case of veggie rage. If you don't know what veggie rage is, it's when a vegetarian accidentally gets some meat and then they fly off the handle, otherwise known as meat shock. He also went into meat shock. There's a bunch of different terms for it, but Bobby was on a date with a girl named Shayna, who we met through mutual friends, and he's a vegetarian, she isn't. They both ordered lasagna. He got meat lasagna and then proceeded to freak out in the restaurant. And then he went to puke out the meat and came back to the table. He says that he thinks he recovered, but he thinks the fact that he got so upset because he was accidentally given some meat is the reason that he's not getting a call back. And we're about to call her and find out why. All right, Bobby, are you ready?
Yes.
Or did me just telling that story send you into meat shock again?
Come on.
Well, Bobby, I mean,
Sounds like you're upset.
Was this an isolated incident, or is this something where you have a problem controlling your emotions?
I mean, I don't think I have a problem controlling my emotions. It's just not cool that happened. It's not.
Right. Well, if you haven't had meat, you said almost 10 years since you haven't had meat, so I can understand being in the moment and getting a little angry, but we'll find out if that is the reason that she's not calling back. Are you ready?
I'm totally ready.
Okay, I'm dialing your number now. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Shayna, please?
This is Shayna.
Hey, Shayna, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi.
Hi, Shayna.
Have you heard of the show before?
Not really.
Sounds like you're a hardcore listener to me, Shayna.
Sorry. Are you sure you're calling the right Shayna?
I think I am. Is this the Shayna that went on a date with a dude named Bobby recently?
Yeah, this is Shayna. Why are you asking about Bobby?
Well, because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. And Bobby emailed us because he told us about your date, and he said that he would love to see you again, but you're not answering any of his phone calls or text messages.
There's more to the story than that.
Yeah, we did talk to him, and he told us about how he's a vegetarian, and they accidentally switched up your lasagnas, and he ate the meat lasagna instead and then got a little angry at the restaurant. He also figures that's the reason that you don't want to go out with him again, but he also said at the end of the date that you said you wanted to.
He said he got a little angry at the restaurant.
Oh, I will say, like, it sounded like he got really angry from his description. Like, he pushed the table, he yelled.
Oh, that and more. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a vegetarian or whatever, and so I wasn't inside of his body. All I could tell you is what I saw sitting at the table. I mean, he like leapt up, pushed the table away, is like spitting everywhere. He's like yelling in the restaurant. It was like, have you all seen a rabbit animal before?
Yeah, he was foaming at the mouth.
Like he was possessed with beef lasagna.
So he said that it was bad, but it sounds like it was even worse than what he was describing.
I don't know. I would be embarrassed if I behaved that way. At one point, he got up and was like, "Oh my God, there's cow in my body." And
There's cow in my body. Anybody who doesn't know that he's a vegetarian just saying, he'd be like, what is that guy on? I want some. Yeah.
You guys are laughing at it, and honestly, it sounds too funny to be true, but being there was not so funny.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, he even said that when he went to the bathroom to puke up the cow, that he expected you to be gone when you got back to the table and you were still there, which gave him an indication that you were cool with it.
You know, it's like I wasn't into it, but I did feel like, you know, hey, we came on this date together, and I didn't know what type of mental state he was in or physical state I was in.
So you were scared and you wanted to just stay there until the end of the date.
Yeah, I just wanted to see it through, make sure he was okay, didn't get home safe, you know.
Okay, so he told us that he recovered after that and that you guys went back to like talking and laughing and having a good time. Is that not true?
Yeah, so there's two sides to the story. I mean, I guess from his perspective, I guess it might have seemed that way. I mean, was just trying to be calm, and like they brought a new set of lasagna that was vegetarian, and he ate it, and I was just being calm and like not trying to obviously watch my watch at the time. I met him through friends, and I saw him, and I was like, wow, he's really great. You know, sometimes when you go out on a date for the first time with someone, you set up a phone a friend situation where you're like, hey, this might go bad, so just in case, call me at this time. I didn't think I need to do that, so I didn't really have a phone a friend to dial. I was just kind of stuck until it was over.
Oh my God. And I'd be so embarrassed sitting there. Like the server keeps coming to your table.
You know what's funny is that when people act crazy like that, everyone just gets afraid of them, and they're like, well, let's just give them what they want. It was an adult temper tantrum, so everyone was just like pandering to his whatever. And again, I'm not a vegetarian, but like, is it really that serious?
I mean, I can see why, but anytime you're flipping tables and stuff.
Yeah, but how good of a vegetarian are you that you're like halfway through a meat lasagna and you just now realize it? I feel like you're a pretty crappy vegetarian.
I would happen to agree.
Well, you know what we could ask if it's that big of a deal, Shayna? We could ask him because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
He's what? Shayna, seriously? Like, you're basically saying I'm drama.
Is this Bobby?
Yeah. Surprise. Like you said, I've been listening this whole time.
Oh, well, hi, Bobby. How are you?
Hi, Shayna. Like, I'm a rabid animal.
You know, I want to feel bad, but I didn't say anything that you didn't already know.
No. Do you know what it's like to have something foreign in your body that you shouldn't have in your body?
You're asking a woman that? I think she's going to say yes. I don't know.
That's a really weird way to put it.
No, I'm just saying, I was bothered. Like, you know what it's like to be allergic to anything?
Drama king, I need you to relax.
Because, you know, this is all getting out of control. I mean, I deserve a little bit more respect here. You know, it started out with, like, veggie rage, and now you guys are like, you know, I'm into flipping tables. It's like, I wasn't flipping tables. I just pushed the table. Big deal. I just got up, like, in a rush. What if you were allergic to, like, peanuts or something and it was in your food? Like, wouldn't that, you know, like, freak you out? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not actually allergic.
Okay, fine, but what if you weren't allergic? Like, what if they put peanuts in your souffle and you didn't want them there? Like, wouldn't you be upset?
Peanuts in your souffle.
I don't think I would jump over a table and yell at everyone in the restaurant.
Jump over a table!
Bobby, don't you have to take some of the blame here? Like, if they put a beef lasagna in front of me, it's pretty easy to see that there's beef in it.
Right. Blame the victim. It's so typical of this society. Like, vegetarians never catch a break.
No.
It's like, yeah, Bobby, why don't you look at the lasagna first? Like, you know, I was looking at Shayna's pretty. I didn't look down on my plate while I was eating the meat. It's like, big deal, but like, it was 2 bites. It's like, the girl's pretty. I was looking right at her.
That's a compliment, Shayna.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. That was the angriest compliment I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You're pretty, okay?
Man, it's so frustrating. It's like, you guys are all against me. I mean, like, even Jubal's like ranking on me at the start of it. This is crazy.
I mean, I'm sorry that you're going through all of this. It's just all too much for me. I don't think our personalities or dietary needs match up very well.
Come on, Shayna. I mean, I know there's a lot of drama here, and I know, but you said at the end of the day that you still wanted to go out. Like, you said that.
Yeah, Shayna, that's a good question. Would you like to go out with Bobby on a second date? We will pay for it.
I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Really? You said you wanted to go out again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I was just thinking how to like end the date, honestly.
Đi nha mọi người, 70 kg
Can't
quay
believe
đầu
you
chốt
lied to me. You lied to me.
21,
Don't lie to a
59.
vegetarian.
If there's one thing vegetarians like, it's vegetables and the truth, I guess.
That's fine. You guys just keep laughing. Just keep laughing at me. I'm over it. I'm gonna leave.
What?
55
Bobby?
quay đầu chốt con này mã.
I guess Shayna, I guess he's gone. I'm sorry that you missed out on that opportunity, Shayna, for a second date with him.
Yeah, I really think it's the one that got away.
I think so.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. It says vegetarians are always so angry. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Bobby wasn't getting a call back from Shayna, and he knew he wasn't getting a call back because he got kind of upset at a restaurant. He was served meat lasagna, and he's a vegetarian. I guess he threw up and then got upset at the restaurant. He admitted that, but when we got her on the phone, she told us that his tantrum was much worse than just a tiny little freak out. Because he's a vegetarian, he was served meat lasagna, he started cursing at the staff and throwing furniture around the restaurant. And he said she didn't understand because he's been a vegetarian for so long and they violated him. They put something in his body that he didn't want there.
Foreign.
Yeah, and basically she thought he was overreacting and was very immature and just a very angry vegetarian.
My favorite text that we've got in so far is making fun of someone for not eating animals is the worst things I've heard on the show. Keep eating your animals. It shows. I've seen Brooke's body.
Yeah.
You're no vegetarian.
So,
Excuse me, that is 2 children and copious amounts of alcohol. That has nothing to do with meat.
no second date for them. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person.
Anh Thắng bị gì rồi, cho like đi khen anh câu này. Rồi, size chị mà coi là form 50 kg ạ. 50 kg quay đầu chốt 16 cái này 59 ạ. Chốt 16 59 kẹt. Mẫu cao và nặng bao nhiêu ký? Em cao 1m62, nặng 50 cân anh tình yêu.
Looking for the perfect birthday or anniversary gift or a special date night? Well, then you need Zodart, Seattle's only exotic car rental company. Visit Zodart.com to book an exotic special car for that very special day.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, a lot of times you go out on a date, and after that date, you're waiting for them to call. And like, oh my God, are they ever going to call me? You wait like a week, 2 weeks, and you just sit there by the phone and wonder if they're ever going to call you back, and it's the worst. Well, Trevor has been waiting for a phone call from the girl he went out with 10 years. So I'm hoping that phone call will still come, but I don't think it is. That's why he wants to do a second date update today. What's up, Trevor?
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. So you want to do a second date update with somebody that you went out with 10 years ago?
I do, but let me tell you the story, because, you know, it makes sense.
Okay, because right now all I picture is you sitting by a phone with cobwebs, like, gathering around you as your hair grays.
It's not that bad.
All right.
Close to that bad.
So tell us the story.
Okay, so yeah, basically, there's this girl in high school. Her name was Brittany, and she was cute, but she was a grade above me, and, you know, I had just kind of gawked at her all the time when I was a freshman, and I, like, totally was all about this girl.
And you were not in her league, obviously.
No, not even close. I mean, I did, like, karate. I mean, if you do karate after high school.
If you do karate in high school, you're that dude for sure. Please don't tell me you wore your gi to school.
Exactly. Yeah, she was so out of my league. And I just remember one time after school, after like 6th or 7th period, she like came up to me and she asked me if I wanted to do a study session with her, and I could not believe that this girl is talking to me or B wanted to spend time with me.
Rồi, 0769 chốt nhận Huỳnh ạ. Anh nhận Huỳnh nếu là mới chọn viên
Yeah, no, I think my first words were not even words. They were just like sounds. They were just like, you know, just like.
Did you eventually muster a yes out of that?
I eventually mustered a yes. And I just like assumed that she wanted me to go to her house, but she was like, actually, my parents like having a thing, can I go to your house?
Coi là form 70, 75
And
kg,
I was like, again, unbelievably flustered, and I didn't even get my parents' permission. I just said yes, absolutely. And I remember it was the first time that I had ever had a girl alone in my house without my parents there, and it was just like going to be the two of us having a study session.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. Why did the most popular girl in the school ask you, who she apparently had never talked to before, to study with her?
I was a freshman, but I actually was in her geometry class. So people used to ask me for help all the time because I was, the smart kid, the younger kid in this one class in a grade
So
below.
you were the dude that I always try to sit next to. So I could just look over and get your answers on tests.
Right, but just during the test you want to sit next to me, not the rest of the class.
Other than that, I did not want to know you at all. But
I do want to say, though, that I'm like a better person now. Like, I'm cooler now than I was.
So she came over to your house, and then what?
She came over my house, and I remember it like it was yesterday because I was sitting in our living room. I felt like it was pretty awkward, but like it was kind of going along pretty well. And I was like quizzing her on some stuff, and then just like time went by so quickly. And I remember before I knew it, I was like, oh my god, she has to leave now pretty soon. And so I panicked. I went into the other room and I called my mom and I asked her, what do I do?
You called your mom to help you make a move on a girl that was at your house.
I didn't know what else to do. And you know what she said? I remember she told me that I needed to make a veggie plate for her to make her feel more comfortable.
That's mom's go-to move, is making a veggie plate?
Trevor, no girl can resist a veggie plate. I remember that's how your father got me.
Oh my god, Trevor, you didn't do that, right?
Of course I did. Absolutely. I went into the refrigerator, I took out the celery and the carrots and pickles.
And pickles, nice, interesting.
Pickles don't belong on a veggie plate.
I didn't care. I literally just went into the refrigerator and I looked for anything green and put it in a bowl.
Was she impressed by your veggie plate?
No. I remember walking in and asking her, would you like some vegetables? And she said, no, I have to go. And packed up her stuff in her backpack and she got out of there. And I have not.
Please tell me you called your mom after and just cussed her out like a veggie plate. Mom, are you serious?
You ruined it.
I thought about that actually. Yeah.
So have you really been thinking about this day for 10 years?
No. I mean, it's like popped up a couple of times since then, but it's just like a funny story that my friends and I have laughed about. I mean, like it's like the veggie plate story. Yeah. But recently, I just saw on Facebook that she's now single.
Oh, okay. So she's single and you're ready to pounce.
I'm ready to pounce just without the vegetables.
Okay, good.
Does she remember even who you are?
I got her number from a mutual friend of ours, but I have no clue.
Okay. So we'll all be finding out if she remembers you together in the other half of your second date update.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what to expect. I'm preparing for the worst. I would assume that she would not know who I am anymore, but all right, we're going to figure it out.
We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Thanks, guys.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It's not every day that you get to reconnect with your high school crush. I've reconnected with my high school crush on many occasions. She just doesn't know it really. I go through her trash every Tuesday. But this is not about me right now. This is about Trevor, who's on the phone for a second date update. We're about to call Brittany, a girl that he went to high school with. He had a crush on her in high school. They actually ended up studying together. And during their little study session, he was nervous about what to do because there was a girl around. So he called his mom to ask for advice on how to be smooth with the ladies. His mom told him to make a veggie plate. So he made a veggie plate and came out, and she said, no, thank you, I have to go. And they haven't really ever talked since. But recently, he saw her on Facebook, and she's single now. So he wants to try to rekindle their love, if you can even call it that, with a second date update. Trevor, this will be the first that she's hearing about you since that day?
Yeah, that's correct.
And you guys didn't hang out again after your one study session while you were in high school?
No, we didn't even talk.
Okay, so nothing. So this is going to be completely out of the blue for her.
Yeah, I have no idea if she'll even remember me.
Perfect.
Can ask you, was she a stereotypical hot girl in high school where she was a jerk, or was she actually really nice?
I think she was pretty nice. She was well liked. I think that's why she was popular.
Yeah, other than turning down a veggie plate.
Yeah. Who
All right.
does that?
Yeah.
I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Is this Brittany?
Yes?
Hi, Brittany. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Oh my god, okay. Hi.
Hi, what's going on?
Hi, Brittany.
Not much. What are you all doing?
Just hanging out, Figured we'd give you a call and check in and see how your day's going.
Okay. Why are you calling me?
That's a great question.
Well, I want to talk to you about something for a second, something you might not even remember.
Okay.
It happened back when you were in high school.
Oh gosh. Is this for real or is this a prank?
No, this is not a prank. This is for real.
Okay, this is a little different, but okay.
So there was a dude named Trevor that you went to high school with. Do you remember a guy named Trevor?
Trevor. In my class?
Yeah, let me see if I can jog your memory a little bit, okay? So you guys went to high school together. I guess he was in one of your classes. And one day you guys studied together.
Okay. That still could be a lot of people.
Well, I'm thinking you might remember studying with this guy. He was a freshman and you were a sophomore.
Okay.
And I guess you guys had geometry together.
Okay.
And one day after school, you went over to his house to study.
Okay.
Okay, nothing yet? Remembering Trevor?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, the only other way that I think I could get you to remember him is he tried to impress you with a veggie tray.
Oh my gosh.
So you remember the veggie tray?
I do remember that. That was the karate guy.
The karate veggie tray guy, yeah. So Trevor actually emailed us because he wanted us to get a hold of you because he had a huge crush on you in high school and I guess still kind of has a crush on you and saw you on Facebook the other day and wanted to see if you'd go out with him.
Oh my god, are you for real?
I am 100% serious, yeah.
He told us the whole story about how you asked him to study, and it was like, seriously, the most memorable moment of all of his high school career.
Oh god, that's so weird.
Were you interested in Trevor in high school, or was that just a study session for you?
I just needed to pass geometry, and he was the smart guy. There's no doubt, he was a smart kid.
Was it obvious that he liked you, though?
I don't know. I mean, he was younger, so you know how it is. Like the younger guys, look up to the older girls.
Right. And as a sophomore, you don't want to date a freshman. I mean, come on.
Yeah, this whole thing was so long ago. I kind of remember that afternoon. It would be hard to forget with the veggie tray. But it didn't get totally weird until the next day when his mom called me.
His mom called you?
Yeah. Oh my god. I've never told anybody about this. Yes. His mom called me. And she told me that Trevor had been really, really upset and crying in his room.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
And was just all devastated. And she wanted me to make sure that I knew that he was a really good kid and that was her idea.
Oh my gosh.
She actually called you to let you know the veggie tray thing was hers.
Yes. She said she was just trying to help her son on his first date.
Oh my god, I am mortified for him.
Oh my god, I was like dying because I'm like, this is not a date. I'm trying to explain to her. It's like, I need help with geometry. That's it. That's all.
So you're like, we were actually just studying. That's all I wanted to go over there and do was study.
Yeah, oh gosh, it was crazy. And she went on and on about how all he wanted to do was kiss me, and she was trying to help him, but she didn't know how it worked these days. And so, she was all so apologetic about the vegetables. And like, it wasn't about the vegetables.
Were you just stunned on the other end of the phone? I wouldn't even know what to say.
As a kid, it's so nerve-wracking, like when an adult call you in the first place.
Right.
But the end of the conversation, she was trying so hard. I mean, I guess it was kind of sweet. that she offered to drive us to the movies if we wanted to have a date. And I was just like, no, thank you, goodbye.
Oh my gosh, you could have destroyed him in high school sharing that story.
No, but I didn't have the heart to do that because, it's so tough anyway. And I remember, that's why I didn't talk about it. I didn't tell him about it.
That is nice of you. That's really nice of you not to put him on blast for his whole high school. I wonder if he knows, because he didn't mention to us about his mom calling you when we talked to him.
I hope for his sake he doesn't know. He doesn't need to know.
If he didn't know before, he knows now, because he's on the other line listening to this conversation.
No.
Yes. Trevor, what's up?
Oh my God.
Trevor, you there?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm mortified.
I can't believe any of this is happening.
I can't believe it either. My mom's horrible.
She loves you.
You got to give her that. Did you know your mom had done that, Trevor?
No, not at all. We had never talked about it. She came home and she asked me how it went, and I'm sure I probably just went to my room or something. I don't know. I don't even really remember crying.
Trevor, you were such a nice guy, and it was so nice of you to be willing to help me with geometry. But that was a crazy day.
Well, you're still very sweet if you're able to say all that. So, I hope maybe if you want to, we can, go on a second date, or another first date.
Yeah. That's better, Trevor. That's better.
A better first date. I promise there will be no vegetables, and there will be no mothers.
It's been a long time since you guys have seen each other.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I'm a lot different than what I was in high school. I don't do karate. I don't wear my outfits to school anymore. I actually play the mandolin now, and yeah, so I'm a lot cooler than I used to.
That's nice. He put down the veggie tray and picked up an instrument.
I don't even know exactly what a mandolin is.
Well, we can find out. Brittany, would you like to go on a first/second date with Trevor 10 years later? We will pay for it.
I can't believe he even remembers me. It would be fun to catch up. What about lunch or something like that? I think that could be fun.
Okay, no pressure.
Lunch, of course I'm going to have lunch with you. That would be fantastic.
All right. Well, awesome. Congratulations, Trevor. I don't know if we can call this a date yet, but at least you get to go out with Brittany.
It's a catch-up.
It's a catch-up.
It's a catch-up.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. This is really fun. It's been a great day.
You have to call your mother and chew her out for that whole incident.
Tell her I said hi.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text in at 78592 that says, of all the second date updates you've done, you have to give us an update on today's second date update when you find out more about it. If you missed it, this dude Trevor wanted to call a girl named Brittany. They went to high school together. He hadn't talked to her in like 10 years. They had one moment in high school where he asked her if she would tutor him on some stuff because he had a big crush. Or I'm sorry, she asked him if he would tutor her because he had a big crush on her. She was like the hot girl. He was kind of like a nerdy dude. He went over. She came over to his house, and he got nervous, so he called his mom. And was like, "What do I do? Like, I really like this girl. I don't want her to leave." And his mom was like, "Make her a veggie platter." Every woman loves a veggie platter.
It is.
Made her a veggie platter and everything else, and she left and barely remembers the night. And so he wanted to call her and ask for a date. A second date. I use that in quotes because they never really had a first date. After 10 years of not talking to her because he found out that she was recently single.
And all he got was lunch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I don't know how exciting the update from lunch is going to be.
She agreed to go to lunch with him, but it didn't sound like she was super interested in him romantically. But regardless, they're going out, and we'll try to keep you updated on their situation because it's pretty hilarious. Just the idea of going to call your mom. Just, Mom, what do I do? Every girl likes veggies, trust me.
They can never eat veggies on the date either.
No,
You
yeah.
can never have an appetizer.
If they bring out like a platter with some carrots and stuff on it, both of them are going to be like, this is awkward. We can't do this again. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
72 kg, 72 kg, cưới chốt con này mã 6, 8, 7, 9 ạ. Chốt cho em con này mã 6879k.
Chốt 6879 là có đơn tình yêu.
Ngang hơn 54 với tình yêu. 85 kg mà, mình bao nhiêu ký? Em báo số ký mà, đâu phải em báo sai không đâu. Mình bao nhiêu ký mình biết không? Rồi, size L cho em à. Coi là form 75 kg ạ. Cái thức dày rồi ta.
Mã 10 năm 9 trang với anh Quy Trần. Tình yêu Quy Trần mà được 2 áo máy ngưng chốt xuống cọc 50k để chốt tiếp với em nha.
75 kg quay đầu chốt 23.
92.5.
Chốt 23.
Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today is living my dream. He's a single dad. And I've always wanted to be a single dad.
You don't want kids ever. You hate children.
But being a single dad is great because you get all the joys of having a kid or whatever, but you only have to do it like every other weekend.
Oh,
You know?
you're talking about like a divorced dad.
And then you usually get a lot of McDonald's.
I see.
Because that's usually where, you do the meetup to exchange kids and stuff, so you're always getting McDonald's.
So it's like children light is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's the way to do it if you're gonna do fatherhood. That's what I've heard, at least. His name is Kevin. Kevin, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Is it as romantic as he describes it, being a single dad?
Well, I have to say, I do try to throw in some vegetables every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Well, for them, I guess, but yeah. You get McDonald's at least twice a month. That's fun.
It's gotta be done. It's gotta be done or they riot.
Your email said that you're a single dad, you don't date very much, so you were really excited to go on this date.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, actually. And, I guess I'm out of practice or whatever. I don't really know how to do that anymore, date. So the way I met this girl was pretty cool. I was taking my kids to the Natural History Museum.
Good dad.
Never mind. Hey, forget what I said about being a single dad. That sounds terrible.
It is not. It's dinosaurs and stuff. It's like perfect.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm back on board. Sounds great. All right. So you were at the History Museum with your kids, and that's where you met her?
Yeah, because we were part of a tour, and my kid asked me something about, I don't even remember now, it's something about dinosaurs, and I was searching for the answer, and I couldn't come up for it. And Stephanie, that's this girl's name, she stepped in, and she, completely knew all these answers. Of course, both of my kids, totally fell for her right there, and I thought that was pretty cool. So we got to talking a little bit. And I don't know, I guess flirting. I think it was flirting.
Oh, well, I assume if you guys went on a date, it was flirting.
Okay, yes, thank you. I just don't recognize it. So anyway, so we did start talking, and at the end of our time in the museum, I told the kids to sort of go over there for a minute.
Yeah, you distracted them with something shiny.
I did. I said, look at that. Look at those skeletons over there, and I pushed them that way.
Yeah.
And then
check out those bones over there. Daddy's going to try to get a bone of his own.
Oh,
going.
my.
Hey, whoa.
God, how long have you been waiting to work in a bone joke?
3 minutes.
But I did tell her, I don't normally do this, but I asked her if she would like to go out with me.
That's so cute. You sound cute, nervous, and it sounds lovely.
So I got her number, and we made a plan, and...
Where'd you go?
We went to this nice restaurant, and we were having a good time, and then something sort of awkward happened.
Okay, how far into the date were you when the awkward thing happened?
Well, unfortunately, it was kind of at the beginning, because we were waiting for our table at the bar, and we were ordering drinks, and the bartender carded us, which is kind of funny.
And you're not 21.
Yeah.
You're not of age.
So I was flattered, I guess. And he took our IDs, and then he handed them back to us, but he switched them up. So I had hers, he had mine.
Okay, so what's awkward about that?
Because the picture on my ID is 3 years ago, and I weighed at least 90 pounds more than I do now.
Oh, okay. So did it even look like you on your ID?
I can barely recognize myself in that ID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got this big, ugly beard, and it wasn't a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Why would that be awkward, though? I mean...
Because she sort of looked at it, and then she looked at me, and she was like, is this you? Kind of, and I was like, yeah, and I went into the whole story about how, what was going on, and I don't know, I mean, she just seemed sort of shaken up by that. I mean, I don't look like that anymore.
If anything, I would feel like she'd be impressed that you were improving yourself and doing what you needed to do to feel good about yourself.
Yeah, me too. And that's generally been the reaction.
It's good for you for losing weight and getting healthier again, and that actually made her angry, I guess.
And I never asked, I mean, I assumed that she was a single mom as well that you met at the History Museum.
No. She doesn't have kids, but
She doesn't have kids.
no, she doesn't have kids. But I mean, that was one of the things that I thought was really cool. Is like she seemed really cool with my kids. I mean, she got along with them really well, at the museum. And I'm biased, but my kids are pretty cool, and they were entertaining her, so that seemed like it was not going to be a problem, which is a huge deal.
Yeah, it would be different if you let her know that you had kids on the date and she didn't know that going into the date. Then you could be like, well, maybe she's not calling back because of that.
Right. No, but that's not it. She totally got along with them. So
how did the date end?
Well, okay. So we finished dinner, and I was walking to her car, and I said goodnight. I had a really great time, and I tried to give her a hug, just a hug. And she sort of backed away.
Ooh.
And
backed away from a hug?
Yeah.
And did she say anything about it?
I made some joke about too fast or something, and she sort of said yeah, and then she said, well, okay, bye, and then she left. I mean,
how dare you think I'd hug you on the first date?
I mean, I wasn't gonna try to kiss her, but I thought, anyways, I don't know. I am super confused because I called her, left her a message, and told her I had a great time. And I mean, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, wow, she thinks I'm a creep or something. But I couldn't quite tell, right? So I called her and I texted her, and there's just nothing. No response.
No response at all,
That sucks. It's like your first foray back into dating, and you get denied a hug.
I know, it was it started out so great at the museum, and then, so I guess I'm asking you guys, what do you think happened? What is it? I'm super confused.
Well, yeah, the dating game has changed a lot. People don't hug anymore. You get a disease that way. So yeah. Sorry, you didn't know that. We already figured it out. No need to make the phone call. No, I have no idea what it could be. We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hold on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Kevin is on the phone, and he wants to call a girl named Stephanie. We think the reason Stephanie's not calling him back is because Kevin decided to do the unthinkable in his life and get healthy.
Oh, ick.
Yeah, lost a bunch of weight, started eating better, feels better than he ever has before, except now, sure, you can run more, but you can't run after love, can you? Can't catch love. Can't run that fast, Kevin.
I was trying.
Yeah, you got winded, buddy.
If you missed the first part, Kevin told us about the date that he went on. They went out and had dinner, and the bartender asked them for their IDs at one point, and he showed his ID, and he looks a lot different in his ID, because how many pounds heavier were you?
90.
90 pounds heavier.
Substantial.
And so he's lost a lot of weight, and after that point, her mood toward him changed. It's almost like she got angry at you.
I mean, she didn't get angry. I thought the date went really well, actually, after we got over that initial ID thing. And I thought it was fun until, she refused to hug me at the end.
Yeah. Getting shut down for a hug, to me, would say she was kind of angry with you about something.
Maybe. I guess that's what I need you guys to find out.
All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and find out what happened, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Vừa cho tình yêu, vừa đẹp lúa mới 6 cao mà. Vừa. Rồi, coi là form 65-70 kg.
Hi, I was looking for Stephanie.
Yeah, this is Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who's this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
What is this in regards to?
Well, it's in regards to an email that we got into the show, and the email was about you.
What do you mean?
Well, you recently went out on a date with a guy named Kevin.
Yeah, I did. Who wants to know?
Kevin does, because he told us about your date, sent us an email because now you're not calling him back, and wanted to see if we could figure out if something went wrong.
All right. Is this going to take a long time? Because I don't really want to talk about this.
No, we can get you off the phone pretty quickly. He just wants to know because he really enjoyed going out with you. He said that he thought you had a really good time. And he's tried to call you and text you, and I guess he's getting nothing in return.
I can save you a lot of time. Just tell him I'm not interested, okay?
Whoa. I know you don't have a lot of time right now, but He seems like a really nice guy. He hadn't been on a date.
Yeah, okay, sure.
He's not a nice guy?
No, he's not.
Really? Because he came off as like an awesome guy who has some kids and...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially. That's why I decided to go out with him. But I found out that was not the case.
What did he do?
Look, I don't really want to do this. I'm just not interested in Kevin. I don't really want to go into it.
Okay, but you sound upset at Kevin.
Yeah, I am.
Well, now is the perfect time to at least state your case and get it off your chest. And if Kevin's doing something that you think is terrible, now's your opportunity to tell Kevin whatever you want.
Okay. So we were at the bar and we were getting drinks and we got carded. And there was this mix-up with the IDs. He got my ID, I got his ID. And I took a look at it, and his ID was the huge turnoff right away.
Is that because... So he told us that your attitude sort of changed after you saw the ID. Are you saying because he was 90 pounds heavier?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh my God, because I had so many mean words about you in my head if that was going to be the case.
No, that was not the case. But I noticed that he's not an organ donor.
Okay. And
that's terrible. Are you serious? That's incredibly selfish.
So that's the reason?
Yes.
You don't want to go out with him again because he hasn't elected to donate his organs after he dies?
That's exactly why. I don't appreciate you laughing about this. This is very serious.
All right, well, that's Jose laughing. He laughs at everything, so it's fine.
Death included?
It does.
Well, I don't appreciate it.
Honestly, though, to me, it does seem kind of trivial to not want to go out with a person again because they're not an organ donor.
Look, I would understand if, he was just like a young guy and didn't know better, but this is a guy who has kids. He has 2 kids, and like one organ can save up to 8 lives. I mean, it's not just 1-to-1, So the thought of someone not wanting to do that and not wanting to even take the chance of saving that many people, to me, that's incredibly selfish.
Yeah, but I'm an organ donor. I think it's important for me, but everybody has a different reason, and you didn't even give him a chance to explain.
I don't care. He should know that, and he should look for the box and check it. I don't care.
Okay.
There's no excuse for that in my mind. He needs to understand the consequences of not checking that box.
Why didn't you just talk to him about it if you're that passionate about this cause?
Look, you're not listening to me. The point is, I shouldn't be the one to have to explain this to him. He's an adult. I'm not trying to date a guy who needs a mom to tell him that, okay? He should know that on his own.
Wow, you're really fired up about this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. You can tell him I think he's a scumbag for not being an organ donor. I'm never going to date him again.
Wow.
Okay. Well, how about this, Stephanie? What if you just tell him that?
I don't want to tell him that. I don't want to talk to him.
Okay, well, it's too bad because he's actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
What are you talking about?
I mean, that's the whole point of this, was so we could get you two on the phone together.
He's listening?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Stephanie.
I don't want to talk to you, Kevin.
Wow. Look, I feel like I need to at least have the opportunity to defend myself here. I feel like I'm being accused of some horrible
being
crime.
Selfish? Yeah, because you are.
Listen, I don't have anything against organ donors, okay? I think it's
then why aren't you one?
I don't know. Because I must have missed the box, or
that's not a good enough reason, Kevin. Look for the box and check it. It's not that hard.
Okay, I take your point. I wish you could give me a little slack here, okay?
Kevin, you have kids, okay? You have kids.
Exactly.
Something happens to your kids.
I have 2 kids who I love more than anything. And they're also a handful, okay? And I got to be on my toes, and maybe I was frazzled or whatever. I'm sure they were with me at the DMV, and that could have been why I didn't check the box. It's not because I'm some weird monster who won't give my organs away.
Well, you need to be more responsible and think about that.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because I shouldn't have to tell you to be an organ donor. You should know that yourself. You're a grown man.
Yes, I would love to be an organ donor. And if you had told me that at dinner, I would have said, oh, wow, I didn't realize that I wasn't. I will get right on that.
Oh, it's so convenient, Kevin. You're saying that because you want to date me again so you can sleep with me.
He said he's not an organ donor.
Actually, Stephanie, I can put your mind at ease because I really, really don't want to date you, and I definitely don't want to sleep with you.
Well, Stephanie, you realize you're coming off as a bit crazy.
You're coming off as a bit naggy, okay? You've been nagging me this whole time, and as if I had to defend my position on standing up for, honestly, the whole human race. I should have to do that.
What? Wait a minute. Are you saying that because I forgot or I missed to check a box, people have died because of me not checking a box?
Maybe not yet, but someday you're going to kill somebody.
Whoa, I'm going to kill somebody because I'm not going to donate an organ? What, are they going to die of a broken heart? I don't understand. How does that kill someone?
Just because you don't take a weapon and kill somebody doesn't make you not a murderer.
Calling Kevin a murderer.
I mean, Stephanie.
Wow.
You may have a good point somewhere in there, but you need to be less aggressive about it, I think.
You guys are being ignorant, and I don't even want to talk to you guys about this anymore.
Well, can I ask you one more question? Please.
What do you want? I'm done. You've taken up enough of my time already.
I just want to ask if you'll go out with Kevin on a second date. We will pay for it.
You know, whatever, smart. I don't appreciate this.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
She hung up.
That's intense, man. I mean, you should be an organ donor, though.
I will gladly go down and register as an organ donor, but not because of Stephanie, but because I think it's the right thing to do. Look, I didn't even know that I wasn't.
All right, well, until you do that, Kevin, in my book, you're a murderer.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text message in at 78592 that says Kevin didn't just dodge a bullet, he dodged a nuclear bomb. Good for him. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Kevin wanted to call a girl named Stephanie. She wasn't calling back after their date, and he thought, for some strange reason, she was angry at him for losing weight. There was a moment where they had to take out their IDs, and the picture in his ID is like 90 pounds heavier. Once she saw the ID, she became cold to him, and he didn't know why. It was hard to believe that maybe somebody would be angry at him for losing a bunch of weight, and it wasn't that. It was the fact that on his license, he wasn't listed as an organ donor, and she went as far to call him a murderer.
Dude, she lost it, man. I'm just saying, if Stephanie dies, I do not want her angry kidneys.
No.
Just keep those things away from me.
And the worst part to me was like, he was like, I didn't even notice. Like, I totally would be.
He's like, I'm fine with being an organ donor. I don't have a problem with it. She's like, whatever, you just want people to die. Somebody texted in at 78592 and said, can you imagine if they got married and he didn't recycle one day? Oh my God. She might actually be a murderer on that day.
I mean, and the thing is if you do have a really strong stance on something like that, that's not how you communicate it.
Yeah, be reasonable.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not how you get people on your side.
Ask him about it. I don't know. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back, even if they're a murderer and don't want to be an organ donor.
Moving 92.5.
Con này form 55-60 kg cho em nha. 55-60 kg chốt con này mã 01 kìm giác này.
The only people that I've ever met on Xbox Live are 13-year-olds who talk to me after they completely own me at whatever game I'm playing. Now, get off Xbox, old man, you suck.
It hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
The guy on the phone today for a second date, his name is Oscar. He actually met the girl that he wants to call playing Xbox Live.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, what's up, Oscar? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. So how do you meet somebody on Xbox Live that's not like just like a little punk who tells you suck at playing Call of Duty?
I was impressed. It was I was actually playing Medal of Honor, which is kind of close to Call of Duty, and you don't get a lot of ladies on there.
Yeah.
I don't even know really what you guys are talking about right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you get to play pretty much in tandem. You get to play with other people online.
Okay.
And but you don't really get to see them much aside from the profile they create.
How did you know it was a female? Like, was it just the username popped up? You're like, ooh, that's a cute username.
I heard her voice in my headset, and she sounded really cute, and I don't know, Maya sounds like a cute girl's name.
Oh, so you can actually talk to people. I'm sorry, I'm kind of an idiot with this stuff. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Everyone has on headsets. You can talk to the
It's not just like instant messaging.
No, you can actually
No.
talk.
And I refer to myself as a geek, not a nerd.
Okay.
There's a big difference, apparently.
Yeah, geeks can talk to girls. We just like geeky things.
Okay.
So, what kind of geeky things are you into?
Oh, I'm into all sorts. I like, well, obviously video games. I like that, and also I like role-playing games, all sorts of stuff.
Okay, before we get any further, please tell me you guys actually went on a date, and you just talking online on Xbox wasn't what you considered a date.
Oh, like I said, I got some skills. I can talk to girls.
Nice.
But yeah, we totally went on a date.
Where'd you guys go when you went out?
We went out to dinner. Not too fancy, but nice enough. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be intimidating and break out, the giant steakhouse or anything like that. And I didn't know if she was vegetarian. So.
What was that like meeting her in person for the first time?
It was great. I mean, she was super cute. Had kind of like a 60-ish haircut, which I liked. Also kind of like short hair.
Okay.
Were you really nervous?
Not really nervous. I mean, I've been on dates before, but she was pretty cute. So I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I was pretty stoked and also a little. I didn't want to mess it up.
How did the date go then? Did you guys have a good time?
And yeah, it went great. Like the chemistry was there. She mentioned she plays D&D, which was an instant turn on.
Dungeons and
Dragons, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
All right,
Yeah.
so she's into all the same stuff you are then.
Yeah, I mean, she mentioned that she's a 12th level elf.
What?
No way.
Oh, man.
Marry that girl. Put a ring on it.
I don't know if you guys play or not, but to get to 12th level, you need to be invested in the game. You're not just a casual user, of the game.
I feel like you do, man. Every time I meet like a second level, I'm like, get out of here, chump. And waste my time with you.
Yeah, no, I freaked out when she mentioned that she was like a 12th level elf. That's like what in the industry of gaming, like that's known as a unicorn, like a girl that plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I got a unicorn here. Like I was very impressed because I play.
So if she's a 12th level elf, what are you?
I'm a 15th level necromancer.
Well,
does that mean that you hook up with dead people?
That's what it sounded like to me too.
It's kind of like a dark wizard.
Oh, who sleeps with dead people? I gotta get into this game. I haven't played it ever, but it sounds really interesting to me now.
I think you'd like it. It's really fun.
Did you impress her by telling about your necrophilia?
No, there's no sleeping with zombies or anything like that.
Okay.
But I think she was impressed that I played, and again, the higher level, the more years you got. So I think I impressed her a little bit.
You guys sound like a geeky match made in heaven to me.
It was really good. The conversation flowed pretty well, and we didn't just talk about games the whole time. We talked about other stuff, but yeah, I was very comfortable. The part where she said that she's a high-level elf is the part where I felt like I almost blew it because I did freak out a little bit.
So how did the date end?
Well, she said she had gotten dropped off by a friend but needed a ride home, which I thought was...
Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah, and so, of course, I said yes. And, we got to her house and kind of sat in the parking lot for a while, talking for another 10, 15 minutes, and then walked her to the door, and I kind of got the quick hug, which was a little disappointing, I don't know, didn't want to be presumptuous, but I don't know, I was hoping for a little bit more than a hug.
Yeah, I thought she set you up for a kiss, just because of the ride home and the talk in the car,
Yeah, I thought if she wasn't interested, it would have been a quick, okay, this is my stop, let's go, but, we talked there for a while, and I don't know, it just, since then, I kind of feel like I got the brush off a little bit, like she's not online as much. I mean, she didn't straight disappear.
Right. Do you guys talk at all then? Have you texted with her, phone calls, anything?
I've texted with her, but I also don't want to feel like a psycho stalker guy, but she's texted me back, but it's been a little cool, I don't know.
Do you think she's dating a lot? I mean, a 12th level cute elf, I would assume would have a lot of options out there.
It's possible, but I don't know. I feel like I went from having this, charm spell on her to suddenly I've got this ring of invisibility. It's just not.
Oh, man, now you're talking my language.
Have you straight up asked her out again, or you just think she's being kind of cold and distant?
Yeah, I mean, I've asked her out again, but she always seems to be busy with something.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe she is. She did mention that she's fairly busy. It just feels like a brush off. I don't know.
All right, cool. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date, okay?
Awesome, I appreciate it.
All right, man, hang on. Alas, welcome back to today's second date, where we're attempting to vanquish the troll of loneliness who has reared his head yet again. On the line, we have Oscar, who is a 15th level necromancer, which I think means he's on an FBI watch list somewhere. And he's going to attempt to contact the fair maiden named Maya, who's a 12th level elf. They met while playing Xbox Live and shared their love of Dungeons and Dragons on their first date, but now she's giving him ye old brush off. And we need to call her and find out why she's not calling him back. You about ready to go, Oscar?
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man.
I never asked you in the first part of the second date, why do you think she's not calling you back? You think it's because you got too excited that she plays Dungeons and Dragons like you?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I could have just come on maybe a little too strong, but again, I don't know. I felt like the chemistry was there, so I'm kind of scratching my head.
Is there something called too strong when you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, there is. Oh, okay.
Well, Oscar, it has come time for your reckoning. We will get her on the phone and find out if the fair maiden Maya will be seeing your bow staff once and for all. If everything works out right.
You know, that's pretty inspiring music. I might actually play today.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Get her on the phone. Here we go.
Đưa con xẻ con kia cho chị luôn. Cái con đó. Đưa đây.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Maya, please?
Con này cũng đi lên form 55 kg.
Hey, Maya, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a morning radio program.
It's a radio show?
Yes. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm calling you because a listener of ours recently emailed us about you, and he wanted us to get a hold of you because he thinks that you're brushing him off after you guys went on a date.
Thấy gì đây không? Thấy hai chiếc trước xong rồi mới tới mình không? Nó sẽ nhảy từ dưới lên nha, hai chiếc. Xong tới mình nè.
I mean, I hope not, but...
Who would that be? What's his name?
Oscar.
Bingo! Oscar emailed us about you, and he said that he really enjoyed going on your date, and he's been trying to get you to go out with him ever since, but you're always like, I'm busy or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Do you not want to go out with him again?
Correct, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe he thought it would be wise to contact the radio station about this, but
well, he said that he just likes you a lot. It's a thing we do on our show all the time called Second Date. So let me ask you, was it weird actually meeting a guy off of Xbox Live?
I hadn't met anybody through Xbox Live before, so I mean, like, I feel like it's just as weird as anything else, but you know, it was a public place. I you know, that wasn't the problem.
What was the problem?
So he dropped me off the other night. We're, you know, in my parking lot of my building and, like, just chatting and, like, honestly, like, I'm feeling it and I'm kind of waiting for him to go in for a kiss.
Right.
And instead of that, he goes, can I show you something right now?
That's something that could go one of two ways on a first date. Either good or very, very bad.
Exactly.
What was it?
He starts to take off his shirt.
I
mean, I couldn't make it up if I tried. Like, he starts to take off his shirt, and I'm like, whoa. Not that kind of girl. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, it's cool. Like, just trust, like, I'm not being creepy. Like, just trust me. And shows me on his arm this huge Iron Throne tattoo from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
okay, so like that iconic Game of Thrones chair thing.
The Iron Throne.
Okay.
Cool. Like,
why couldn't he just roll up his sleeve to show you an arm tattoo? Why did he have to get half naked?
Well, just you wait. Because that was just the tip of the iceberg. And then he shows me on his pec Gollum from Lord of the Rings face.
Okay.
Okay. So you turned off by that?
Ugliest character of all time.
Yeah.
Do you not think that's weird? Like a Gollum tattoo on someone's chest?
I don't know. For most people, I would think it was weird, but we talked to him, and the way he was talking about being into Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, I could see him having a tattoo like that.
Have you seen
seen Gollum?
Yeah, I have.
One of the ugliest faces.
Okay.
You're just saying maybe you couldn't want to make, eye contact with.
Think about missionary with
yeah,
that.
That's exactly where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. And then that's not even it. We're not even done there. Then he goes, oh, but wait, you haven't even seen the, what did he say? Pièce de résistance.
Oh, what is that one?
That is his entire back, which is the entire cast of Harry Potter.
Shut up. Harry Potter back guy?
Yes, you may be familiar with the children's novel series Harry Potter.
I'm a little familiar. Yeah, I've heard a thing or two about it.
Yeah, all over my date's back. So yeah, I haven't called him back. I've been polite to him. I haven't completely blown him off, but I can't be getting frisky with Harry and the crew.
But you gotta understand, I mean, from his point of view, you're a girl who's like a 12th level elf. Like, he probably thought that you would be into all of those.
I'm also a woman.
Okay. All right, so you just couldn't get down with all of the tattoos that he had, the Harry Potter tattoo, the Game of Thrones tattoo, and the Lord of the Rings tattoo.
And busting them out on the first date in the car.
Hey, Maya, thank you for being honest. I appreciate it. Now I feel like I have to be honest with you about something. Oscar is actually on the line listening and wants to talk to you.
No! Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Oh my god!
I had no idea that was going to freak you out.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of you on the radio.
Well, in hindsight, I could see how taking my shirt off in the car could have been weird.
Well, and it's not only that. I mean, it's like all the tattoos, like Gollum on your pec. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Well, I mean, they're not all. I do have a lot of tattoos that I felt like, I don't know, we were having such a good rapport, I thought the Game of Thrones thing might impress you a little bit. I don't know. But I don't have just nerdy ones. I've got like a sword tattoo too. That's pretty badass.
I like how that's a badass one.
It is.
Are you feeling insulted, Oscar? I know, like, it seemed like you're really.
I don't know. The implication that the Harry Potter thing was creepy is a little weird to me because we discussed the book, so I thought you'd be a little more.
I mean, like, reading the books and enjoying the books is different than like permanently putting the characters of the books on your body.
Yeah. I mean, I thought you'd think that my dedication to all the stuff that we like would be a turn on. You know, and it would show you that I'm not just some geeky guy, that I'm man enough to get tattoos and not just some ogre. I mean, in hindsight, like, busting out the tattoos is probably more of a second or third date move.
No, I don't ever want to see those tattoos again.
Oh, Maya. But Maya, you said that you really liked him at one point. I mean, it's only the tattoos that turn you off?
It was a weird thing, you guys. You weren't there. Like, the date was cool, and I liked him, but, like, long-term down the road, there's no way I could date a guy with these kind of tattoos for the rest of my life.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to spend my evening researching erased, regrettable ruins? You know, Maya, I don't really meet people like you, especially on Xbox Live, and so... I mean, if I got rid of the Gollum one, would that be, you know...
Are you actually thinking of...
Would that make a difference to you, or you know...
I mean, I really, like, we only went out one time, and I don't think you should change who you are for that.
Okay.
I appreciate the thought, but, like, I mean, I'm sure you're going to find the girl who loves the
Oh, man. All right, I know what that means. All right.
Are you sure, Maya? Hey, Maya, we'll pay for a second date if you go out with him again.
We won't pay for the tattoo removal, though.
I mean, I think we could probably be great friends. I mean, we really did have a great time. And, like,
Yeah. Well, hey, Oscar, it's not a successful second date for you, man. I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to just pick up my staff and go home.
Yeah, you should.
75 80 kg chốt mã 57 con em xem 149 57149 ạ. Ok tình yêu em sẽ luôn nha.
Bread and butter wines pair with the life moments you love, offering a rich and jammy Cabernet Sauvignon, a silky smooth Pinot Noir, and a buttery Chardonnay. Bread and butter wines are delicious. Find bread and butter wines in your favorite store.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
Normally, if somebody describes a first date as being strange and unexpected, that's the introduction scene to a 7-part crime docu-series on Netflix.
Whoa.
At least that's what I picture in my
It
head.
went from 0 to like 8,000.
Well, you know how they start.
Yeah.
She met a strange man. Next thing, something unexpected happened.
It's very vague, but
Look, I don't know, that's
with
just
the
how,
voice.
you know, that's how things go in my head. But today, one of our listeners said her date was strange and unexpected in a good way.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's rare.
And now she's hoping to have another. Her name is Taylor. Taylor, you like it strange?
It was really weird. It was a first, all right. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm excited to hear about this.
She sounded happy about it.
I'm scared.
So
Yeah.
what's the name of the guy that you went out with? What's his name?
Murphy. I met him online.
Okay.
Murphy,
I mean,
okay.
strange things always happen from online.
Yeah. So what did you and Murphy do?
So we started out, we were just going to have like coffee and walk around the park a little bit.
Right. It's a good get-to-know-you date.
Yeah, we just wanted to keep it casual and get to know each other, you know.
Okay.
Until something unexpected.
I mean, really, honestly, like, what could happen that would make it so strange? This wasn't at like 2 in the morning or anything that you were doing this, right? It was daylight.
Yeah, it was like we met at 2.
Okay.
And he seemed like really fun and comfortable to hang out with. You know, I felt like I could like really kind of be myself around him.
That's the best feeling.
It is. It honestly is what you should strive for in every relationship.
Yeah. So when did things start to turn?
It wasn't even awkward at all. So then we're sitting on the bench, and like he was like on the phone, and his eyes got really wide, and I couldn't really hear what was going on. But all I could hear was he goes, "Don't worry, I'll handle it."
Okay. Oh, so he was, I mean, he took the phone call then, right in front of you?
Yeah, but he said, "Hold on, I got to take this. This is important."
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, that could be anything, though.
Yeah, but you don't answer a call on a date unless it's big.
Yeah.
But even handling stuff, what's a good thing that you can handle?
Yeah. It sounds like you're about to help someone hide a body.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, you
Hey,
know.
go buy your grandma flowers. Like, I'll handle it.
Maybe he's got a library fine, and he means I'll handle it. Don't worry.
Still, doesn't fit, bro.
I don't know.
Who gets library
It could
fines
be
anymore, Brooke?
innocent. It could be innocent.
Okay. Well, what happened?
So it turned out that it was his brother-in-law, and so his sister was going into early labor. She was about to have a baby, like any second.
And he'll handle the birth? What is he talking about?
I'll handle the baby.
Yeah.
Well, the brother-in-law was freaking out because he hadn't painted the baby's room yet.
Oh, that's so cute. So what did he do? Like, he meant that he's going to go paint the baby's room?
So I thought he was just going to leave, but he actually said to me, "Hey, do you want to come paint the baby's room with me?" And I'm like, "Right now?" Like,
It's super cute.
it was cute.
I hope they let it air out.
Really?
That baby's gonna get
Oh, my
high.
God.
You would be if a guy asked you to go paint a room for your date, you'd be up for
I
it?
wouldn't paint, but I'd like sit in the room while he did.
Oh, my God, Alexis.
That's hard labor.
All right.
Think of baby.
Moving a brush up and down. Yeah, I would totally do it. I think it's darling.
So Taylor, is that what you did? Did you actually do that?
I actually did it, and we ended up having some drinks, and like we got some pizza while we were doing it, and we were having like so much fun.
Wait a minute. You painted his sister's baby room for free, and this guy is not calling you back?
Hey, he's painter and pizza.
That's kind of messed up.
It kind of is, but it turned out to be so much fun. Like I was over there for 3 hours with him, just hanging out. Like it was so
3 hours is a long time.
For sure.
Is there anything in that span that maybe didn't go so well?
You know, I have been going over and over to my mind, and I can't think of anything I did or said wrong, or I didn't have spinach in my teeth. Like,
Instead of doing your paint strokes up and down, did you do them side to side like a noob?
Not getting the call back now.
You need to do the all over, the chaos method.
Oh,
Looks best.
you're thinking with the roller.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she had one of those.
No, but like maybe you were just like friend zone. Did it feel too like hang out and less date?
no, because at the end we did kiss.
Oh.
Maybe he really likes his friends.
As long as you didn't make baby jokes, you're probably good.
Yeah.
What kind of baby jokes
I
did
don't
you
know.
make? Did you?
I don't know. I just wouldn't want someone to talk about babies to me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
All right.
All right.
Well, we definitely have a mystery on our hands right now, Taylor. We're going to play a song. We're going to come back.
Unsolved mystery.
An unsolved mystery for sure. When we come back after the break, we're going to find out
Was it the paint? What happened with the mysterious baby that never materialized after the date?
That sounds really bad, doesn't
It does. It does. It sounds like we should call a homicide team or something.
I gotta write these out more before I say stuff. Hold on, Taylor. We'll be right. A moonlit walk on a secluded beach.
Okay.
Picking strawberries together at sunset. Putting a second coat of polyurethane paint sealer on a nursery room wall. It's not your stereotypical romantic first date.
Oh my God, polyurethane. That's pretty intense.
It's powerful.
Bro, I don't even know what that means.
It'll give you some feelings, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
it will.
One of our listeners, Taylor, said she felt sparks after her date Murphy got an emergency call mid-coffee date, letting him know that his sister had gone into early labor and that he needed to go and paint their baby's room immediately before they got back from the hospital, and Taylor was invited to go along for the ride. And she did.
I know, and it's so cute, Taylor, because it really shows what a good brother he is.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was adorable. I actually had so much fun with him.
I forgot to ask, what color did you guys do?
We did, like, light blues and, like, grays and light greens.
Okay, very classy.
Okay.
Yes.
So how long has it been since your date? Because we never asked you that in the first part.
It's been, like, 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
At least it hasn't been 2 years.
Okay.
It's a toddler.
I totally get, though, that, like, maybe there's a new baby and he's busy with his family and stuff, but, like, I mean, that would take, like, a week, not, like, 2 weeks.
Maybe she's still in labor and the baby hasn't come yet.
Oh my God, that poor woman. Oh my God.
But
I mean, that's sweet, but I don't think an uncle has a lot to do in the first 2 weeks of a baby being born. They don't do a whole lot.
Hey, we gotta write a lot of jokes to get ready for that baby.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. We're going to call Murphy for you, and we're going to try and get you your second date update. You ready, Taylor?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay. Take a deep breath. Here we go.
Rồi, tiếp khi mà con này chắc vải dày dặn nè, bịch mướp luôn, con này 75 kg. 75 kg quay đầu chốt 47, con này xem 59 chốt 47.
Hi, can I speak to Murphy, please?
This is he.
Hi, Murphy. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a second to talk with us?
No.
Well, hold on.
Is it free stuff?
Yeah.
It could be. It could be.
Maybe, yeah. This call is not collect either. That's totally free. The reason why we're ringing you is because we're doing a segment called a second date update. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
So then you know how that works?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which end of this I'm on. I get to follow up or still be checking in on me.
Oh, did you send us an email?
I don't think you remember how this works at all.
No.
Actually, you just said that.
Maybe it's better if we explain. You recently went on a date with somebody, and afterwards you're not calling them back, and they're curious why.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And the girl that reached out to us about you, her name is Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I guess. How?
You okay, man? You sound really nervous.
I get it, though. I mean, it'd be really weird to get randomly called by a radio station and asked about, hey, it's a pretty personal thing. You went on a long date with Taylor.
Yeah.
If I can ask, what was it Taylor shared?
Well, I mean, she pretty much told us the entire thing, that you were supposed to go out and walk through the park, and you ended up getting a phone call from your brother-in-law who said your sister went into early labor, and that led to you and Taylor going back to your sister's house and painting her baby's room for her.
We did do that. Is that all she said that we did?
I mean, she said you ate pizza, drank a little bit, and kissed. You had a nice kiss.
I mean, she described it as a really nice time with you.
It was really fun. But there might be a little bit more. I'm not really sure it's my place to say this year.
Wait, there's more to the date, you're saying?
Yeah, no, it was super fun, and then it got awkward, you know?
No?
We don't know at all.
Awkward.
I just felt like it was pretty awkward for how fast things went.
Wait, you're the one that invited her back to your sister's house to paint the baby room. That's on you.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean move fast?
Like, okay, first of all, that was amazing. I thought that was cool. I had to do that for my family. But I'm not sure if I can say it on your show regarding this, but we did it.
Chốt
You did what?
79 ạ.
Tình yêu an tâm ơi, mình cọc cho em một cái.
I think that that's a natural thing to happen between two consenting adults.
Well, what'd you do?
We did it, man. I don't know. I'm trying to be cool here.
Okay, why are you acting so weird about it? Then if you hooked up, then that should be okay.
65 70 kg
It was
chốt
in the
74
baby's room.
siêu 59 ạ. 74 siêu 59. That's on you.
Yeah. It's not fair that you've left Taylor hanging this whole time based on something that's going on inside your head.
I mean, like I told my brother-in-law, I got pissed.
Why would you tell your brother-in-law?
Yeah,
What are you doing? You just keep that to yourself.
You know,
Tuck it away.
you know who you need to be talking
Oh
to
my
about this
God.
is Taylor. And thank God you've already kind of told her, because I need to let you know that she's been on the other line listening and she wants to talk to you, dude.
Rồi, coi là
Shut up. She's on the phone.
Yes, she is. Taylor, you there?
Rồi, coi là
Yeah.
60 65 kg.
I can't believe that you told people that on the air.
Oh, it's no big deal. It's not like the baby was present in the room when you guys did it. The room was empty.
They like christened a room that child will live in forever.
Oh, dude,
They painted it. They deserve it.
I'm gonna tell you, as a parent, there's much worse things that'll probably happen. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So
It's not that big of a deal.
Taylor, how are you feeling right now hearing all of this?
I mean, I get that you feel guilty, but I thought we had a really good connection, and it was like up to you too to do it in that room,
That was really fun. It was a good connection. But I didn't know it was going to be as awkward as it was after.
But I feel like it was just so awkward, like because it was in the baby's room.
Yeah.
Well, right. And it sounds like you made it awkward. Like, why would you tell your brother-in-law?
I felt guilty about doing it in his room. It's not my house. It's not my place.
So you clean condoms?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good sign, Taylor, that he's very honest.
Too honest,
Well-
honestly.
But like, if he ever met me, like, would he know that that was me?
Oh, would the brother-in-law know? Is that what
You
you
didn't
Yeah.
say it was her, right?
Well, maybe the paint marks on your clothes might be a hint. But it sounds like there's still a connection between you guys. It's just, Murphy, you have to get over it.
If the brother doesn't know, then it's not like it's going to be awkward if they ever meet.
Well, I don't want to lie to him that it's like not eventually her. What do you guys think?
I don't think you have to lie to him, Murphy. I just think you just leave it out of conversation. I highly doubt.
Do you have to tell everybody every place that you do it every time?
Hey, name's Murphy.
I don't want to sound pathetic, but like, what if it's like the birth of a new baby and then like also the birth of a new connection with someone,
Oh, I like that. You're making it deeper.
Are you saying, Taylor, that you got pregnant in there and there's an opportunity?
Stop it.
I don't. What are you saying?
What are you saying?
He really wants you to answer that.
Murph just got nervous.
Well, I don't know. It's only been 2 weeks, though. I don't know.
Whoa, Murphy, you may have to see her again.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just to be a good guy, Murphy, I need to ask you, would you like to go out with Taylor one more time? We're going to pay for it.
It'll be a funny story someday.
I guess I'll go out with her again. Maybe we can do it at my place.
Okay. You don't need to plan it.
That's
You really don't.
really romantic.
Send out a memo to let everybody know.
Excuse me, do I get to stay in this? I mean, I'd like to stay where we get to do it.
That's fair.
Brooke and Jeff.
Chốt 64149 có đơn ạ. Rồi, đi của Zip màu này lạ đi mọi người.